victims.
Hey,
Where is he?
Really? Where's Cory? I know where he is. He's in your head, living rent-free. One word, just one word, guys. Freaks. And man, I am happy I'm not Cory having to deal with this. Even though if you think about it, he really isn't having to deal with this, but you know. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video here. So before the saga starts, before I showcase everything, as this is going to be the CoryxKenshin smear campaign saga, where we combine everything that has happened and my coverage on the situation, and we put it into a big, huge, long video for you guys to binge watch if you really want to, while further supporting me. And if you happen to be studying, or you happen to be like cooking or working or something along those lines, you need something to listen to for a few hours, I've got you covered. And honestly, if you really don't want to listen, if you don't want to watch and you still want to support, just leave it on in the background. And yeah, if you do that, I really appreciate it. But before we do any of that, to anybody who was thinking that nothing new would be provided in this video, well, guess what, guys? We have a little bit of an update before we hop into the saga, and I just figured I would put it here in this video because I think this situation is really actually coming to an end, because these two only want to sit here and play video games and do video game collabs and use Cory's name for clout. That's all it is, pretty much. Because on top of Mavattack doing his CoryxKenshin try not to laugh funny moments video, where let's be real, he doesn't laugh at all, and we know why. It's because this guy really fucking hates Cory, so he ain't gonna laugh no matter what. But no, as of last night, Mavattack put out a new video titled CoryxKenshin's Regular Exes Play the Finals. And I really didn't even care to watch this video because, I mean, let's be real, it's not like he watched any of my videos. Okay, that's not actually the reason why I didn't watch it. The reason is because I really do not give a shit. I don't care to watch it. But the fact that the only thing that this guy is doing is using Cory's name for clicks, and even featuring Cory's ex-girlfriend in the video. And I mean, honestly, the most egregious violation here, and we've said this before, I would like to say that that would be him being a grown-ass man with a wife and a child. And honestly, I feel real bad for the child. I really do, because this guy is just like, I don't even think he has the maturity to even like raise a child. I really don't think. Just based off of this behavior, one could only imagine how this child is going to grow up and what they're going to be when they do grow up. Maybe they'll be as pathetic as Mav, all because they have Mav as a fucking parental figure. Like, I honestly feel really bad for that child. I really do, because you should be able to look up to your father. And let's be real, what is there to look up here? Nothing. The only thing there is to look up here is Mavattack's YouTube channel to find that he's only talking about Cory in every fucking video and using Cory for clicks. It's crazy. Now, anyways, on to the Panda updates. So recently, Panda has been putting out some stories over on her TikTok. She also put out a video apparently teaching people about her spirituality. You got me there. And what would that be? Anyways, besides that, I don't even care to watch that. Not religious by any means, but like, bro, how the fuck can you? Okay. All right, never mind. But no, in her story, she's been like trying to defend herself from people who have been coming at her and whatnot. This first story here says, so I guess I'm married with a husband with kids. That's news to me and my girlfriend. I mean, hey, you never know what's possible with you. I mean, let's be real. Wouldn't put it past you. But no, there were some people coming in my comments saying apparently that, you know, you do have a husband with kids. Some people were saying that, but that was only true about Mav. Like, that was only proven fact about Mav, so I didn't run with that or anything like that. I don't even know if that was true or not, but I did see people saying that. But yeah, either way, I mean, who gives a fuck? Like, there's no reason to even respond to this, in my opinion. But anyways, I guess let's move on here. Y'all argue about my beliefs more than you practice your own. I don't even know what to say to this, but I know she's not talking about me. Let's be real. God is the only one who can do everything. We humans do what we're capable of. Once again, not religious by any means, but that's cool. Very cool. And then she goes on to start yapping. Let's just take a quick look at that.
Some of you are like, I don't know if you guys just don't pay attention in school. I don't know. I'm just saying some, not everybody. You guys are a little stupid, but I never admitted to cropping my message. I said I cropped out my cancer message. Pay attention to the video. He edited his fucking original message
A man who came
He
back from
edited
hell
his message
doesn't speak to
fit the
impress.
narrative that he
Speaks
apologized
because he
when he
survived. He
is
doesn't
what I
beg
was
for
pointing out.
peace. He builds it with his
Because
bare
I was
hands.
saying my
I've been
message,
through the fire,
which I
not
put
once,
a
but
fucking
over and
screen
over.
recording. A screen recording, a screenshot, and a video to show y'all that my messages were real. And his was edited. There was never an apology added. The one that I had no apology at all. At this point, you guys are just wanting to hate me. Or project whatever issue you guys have going on. Pay attention. At least pay attention to the fucking messages. Look at both of them.
Don't even ask me what that audio was that she put on that one story, but I don't know if that was an accident or what. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but how am I supposed to try and understand what you're saying when you got this blaring audio about like some motivational like BS like going on in the background? But hey, I mean, I don't really give a shit about like the specific, oh hey, I cropped this, I didn't crop that. Let's be real, dude. You did crop the screenshot to that one message and then you put it out there. Like what she's trying to clear up here right now, like I just don't think it matters really. I really don't. And people can sit here, including her, and disagree with me, but it's like, bro, when it comes down to the whole situation, if you're gonna sit here and say that this is emotional abuse that you went through all of this, like from literally what we saw, I mean, on top of the manipulation, I think you did more to Cory than he did to you, especially when it comes down to manipulation, because at the end here, she does say, well, you guys didn't look into the other messages that I sent him or whatever. She said something along the lines of that. It's like, I looked into them, I went over them in a video, and it looked like you were doing more manipulation than what he was doing to you. Now, anyways, that's it for the updates. I just want to get into the saga here. From the start of the video to this point, that was all new stuff. I just figured I would include it here instead of like at the end of this video so people don't really have to scroll for it and whatnot if they're only looking for new information. But yeah, without further ado, hopefully you guys have a good day, and yeah, let's get into this.
Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Angelo, but most of you know me by Mavattack or Mav. I've seen some alarming evidence these past few weeks, and I'm speaking in support of the victims who have recently come forward about some concerning behavior regarding a previous friend of mine, who a lot of you may know as CoryxKenshin.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And part of my problem was not expressing that and not being a good friend to say, hey man, I feel like, you know, you can be inspired by somebody and you could definitely want to do what somebody else is doing, but it felt a little more blatant. It felt a little more, this is kind of like my livelihood. Like this is what I enjoy doing as far as like evolving some of the stuff that other YouTubers or entertainers or whatever were doing at the time with gameplay. Is I felt really good about that. And I started to notice it trickle more and more in. And I didn't express that at the time, which was a fault of mine 100%. I could admit to that. But throughout time, you know, some of those lingering feelings about that, and definitely the taking breaks and the massive influx of where is he? Where did he go? Do you know where he is? When are you going to work again? It broke me down. It broke me down in a big way because I didn't feel like I was able to benefit off what I was creating. I felt like somebody else was benefiting off of what I was doing.
Boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I genuinely did not believe I would be coming back to this. Honestly, I thought I was done and I thought that I really meant that. But this shit genuinely is just getting so petty. Now, I'm not really the type of guy, at least, I mean, maybe I used to be, but now I'm really not. I'm not really the type of guy who's gonna go around being like, oh, hey, yeah, I don't want you to milk this. I don't want you to talk about any big names and like stretch things out like to the 8-minute mark, right? For content and money. Like, I'm typically not that guy, but I honestly think when it comes down to the whole Mavattack and CoryxKenshin beef, or, you know, if we can really even call it that, because Cory's been relatively silent even back in 2023. As far as I remember it, I'm pretty sure Cory hasn't said anything, as I do remember talking about how petty Mavattack was along with some of my friends at the time. You know, they happen to make their own videos on the situation, and also something that happened, if people are not aware about this, is Mavattack actually went ahead and copyright struck one of the people who was actually talking about the situation because he really didn't like what he was saying in his video. And another thing I wanted to say too, it's like, I'm not really the guy to hold things against people forever, but when you come back and you start making videos like right now in current day 2025, doing essentially the same shit you were back in 2023 that everybody came out and clowned you for, it's like, it's clearly shown to me and everybody else that this is just how you are. Like, all of this very clearly shows that you have a massive vendetta against CoryxKenshin. And we're not talking about like when shit actually went down, when the situation happened in 2023, even though I'm pretty sure you guys ended your friendship a little bit before that. We're talking in 2025, and I mean, honestly, all the way up until this point, currently in 2025, you have not gotten your mind off of Cory. It's just fucking sad. It really is. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say about any of this, except for the one thing, and it is that this is pretty fucking sad. Now, the reason why we're back talking about Mavattack in the year 2025, and this happens to be also the video that pulls me right out of retirement. Yeah, that's probably news to a lot of people. But no, all of this is happening because Mavattack has made a return, and his first video back, you would think that, hey, maybe it would be like him playing a horror game or like a video game or something, like what he typically would do. Maybe he returned to Twitch and maybe it's like a stream VOD of him playing or whatever. You would think that that would be his video, like his first video coming back, or even second or whatever, right? You would think that he wouldn't be stuck on Cory, his ex-friend, who happens to be very successful. You would think that he would just move past it like a grown adult, because this guy is older than me. I'm pretty sure he's in his 30s. And like I said, you would think he would be coming back doing like a fresh set of content, but no. His first video back is literally called The Hidden Life of CoryxKenshin. When I found it a few days ago, this had maybe like 20,000 views on it. Now it has like almost 100,000. Like, he's clearly using Cory for views and money. That's literally what is happening. And it really wouldn't surprise me if he's like watching the video right now or reacting to the video. But let's be real, dude. Based off of what this video is about, it's based off of stuff that's already been debunked. And we'll get into that because I didn't cover that. It was about somewhat recent allegations that came out maybe around a month or two ago, something like that. I remember it coming down the timeline, but it was regarding Cory's ex-girlfriend. And yeah, like I said, it got debunked. And essentially what this Mavattack video is literally Mavattack talking about things that happened like years ago. Like, he brings up the whole situation that happened in 2023 where him and Cory stopped being friends. And he also decides to clarify some other things that nobody really gives a fuck about and really doesn't make Cory look like a bad person. And then Mav goes on to try and make Cory look like a bad person and go over these allegations that, like I said, have been debunked. And it even gets to the point in this video that around halfway in his video, he brings on Cory's ex-girlfriend to talk about this. Now, without further ado, I'm not going to react to the whole 42-minute video. I mean, obviously, you can tell why I'm not going to be doing that because of the length, but we are definitely going to be going over the meat and potatoes of this. And I just want to say this, Mavattack, if you're watching this video, don't even try striking me. It's just a bad idea. Just like you found out before. Bad idea. Don't do it. False strike. Fair use. You get it. So don't do that. It would be stupid. It would make you look worse than you look right now, which you look really bad. This video has 12,000 dislikes. Anyways.
Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Angelo, but most of you know me by Mavattack or Mav. I've seen some alarming evidence these past few weeks, and I'm speaking in support of the victims who have recently come forward about some concerning behavior regarding a previous friend of mine who a lot of you may know as CoryxKenshin. Cory and I met in 2014 and soon after became best friends for years until I cut ties with him in 2023. In March of 2023, I released a video on my channel explaining a few of the reasons why he and I were no longer associating or going to be doing collaborations anymore. In the video from 2023, I mentioned details such as how I never cared about what he gained from his success, and I just wanted to enjoy time with the person I connected with before his channel truly blew up.
Yeah, and I'll be real here, that video, I can understand why it was made sort of, but at the same time, it just seemed like you were just upset about Cory and how he was successful and you weren't. And I said that back in 2023 in my video. I mean, you were accusing him of like stealing your ideas and stuff like that. And overall, you made it very clear, despite not wanting to admit it for some reason, that you did have resentment. And honestly, it looks like you still have it 2 years later. A grown-ass adult who is in his 30s still having issues with another grown-ass adult over an ending friendship, all because they didn't want to support their friend and they were clearly jealous of their friend and their success. Like, you can't tell me you weren't. You really can't. Like, some things I could understand, like you were talking about how Cory's fans, when Cory would go on a break, they would come and like bombard your comment sections and stuff like that, and maybe your live chats and stuff like that. And that's understandable. I can understand why you would not want that and why that sucks, okay? Now, again, in my 2023 video, I did make up solutions that can help you like get rid of these people, you know, with like the comment filters and stuff like that, hiding people from the channel. Hiding might take a little bit of time because there's probably a lot of people flooding into your channel and whatnot asking about Cory, but blocking the terms on your channel could have definitely been worth it in preventing a lot of this like Cory madness in the comments. Like, it's understandable, once again, why you would not be too happy about that, but the whole thing with not supporting your friend and becoming jealous of your friend, because that's what it seems like here, like, it's just ridiculous. And you hear this a lot. A lot of people, if their friend becomes successful and they're not a part of it, they start feeling a certain way. Like, I'm gonna be real, that kind of shit happens all the time in the commentary community, and it's happened to me years ago. Like, I don't see why we can't just be happy for our friends and support our friends, even if they did happen to take our ideas and use it for their success. I mean, why wouldn't you be proud? Somebody used something that, I mean, I guess you claim that you thought of, and they used that to become successful. Like, even if you didn't like that, I mean, why didn't you go and talk to your friend about it? Like, behind the scenes, like, hey, I don't know, I at least want some credit for the ideas that I have given you, or the ideas that you have taken from me. Like, I don't see why we had to have this massive falling out. And I mean, even if we did have this massive falling out, it's like, man, just move on.
The reason I've brought up this video in particular is that in the first few minutes, Certified AK discusses Cory's hiatus and proceeds to mention how he texts Cory asking for help, and Cory told him that it's not his responsibility to address Certified AK's community, which I personally believe mostly came from Cory, and that it happened to Mav, and it's especially gonna happen to you. Knowing that I was one of the closest people to Cory while dealing with the same harassment as another helped validate all of the anguish I had endured. However, I find it disgusting that this behavior and harassment had to happen to a minor at the time. My wife, Lady Plague, who previously went by Rolam, was also subjected to numerous forms of harassment, such as degrading her character and career, and even receiving death threats for simply speaking out in support of my experiences. I was frustrated that others were being just as affected as me, and in hindsight, it would have been easier to stop collaborating and cut ties with Cory earlier on, but when you believe things with your best friend are good, and you're working side by side together, it's hard to see the bigger picture and easier to tolerate the harassment.
Again, he's talking about some said harassment that he received over the years being friends with Cory, and people asking, oh, when is Cory gonna come back, and like things like that, along with Cory's brother. Like, okay, Cory could have came out and said something, but do you really expect Cory to be in everybody's comments policing everybody, all of his fans and stuff like that? We know how his fan base is and whatnot, but I really don't know what you're trying to do here, man. I don't know if you're trying to pander to his fan base. I mean, you obviously aren't talking bad about Cory. So like, what even is your goal here? Because Cory's fans are really not going to give a shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know who you're trying to pander to. I don't know who you're trying to make feel bad here. And it's also like, on top of Cory not wanting to do anything, like, have you tried to do anything to get this to stop or what? Because like I said, there's comment filters. You can hide people. Like, there are ways to combat this. And if people were going after your wife, first of all, I hate to have to say it, if you don't want your wife or any of your family members to have to go through anything like online harassment, maybe you shouldn't link them to your Mavattack, your professional YouTube. Like, they can subscribe and they can interact with your content, but maybe on like another account or something, so that this unneeded quote-unquote harassment can stop. Now, just one more thing before we get back into the video. I just wanted to say, like, Mav talks a lot about like, I honestly should have cut him off before all of this harassment started happening. happening and whatnot. I should have cut ties with him. But it's like, why would you need to cut ties with him? Like, it's so weird the way that you're phrasing this. Like, you can be friends with somebody IRL and not have anything to do with their online content. Like, I literally have friends that know what I do with my channel and whatnot, but they're not over here like involved with it. Like, you can still have friends even behind the scenes. Not everybody needs to know, even though it's CoryxKenshin, he's really public and he has a lot of like fans and whatnot. Like, you can have friendships with him behind the scenes. You didn't have to keep going on and associating you and him with each other. And the fact that I'm telling a grown adult, somebody who's like the age of, I mean, somewhere in 30, I don't know his exact age, but that's beyond the point, honestly. But the fact that I have to tell somebody this and they don't already know is just ridiculous. Now, in the next part of the video, this is where Mavattack accuses CoryxKenshin of emotional abuse, along with accusing him of manipulating other people around him, including his ex-girlfriend. And this guy literally tries super hard to throw anything he can at the wall to see if it will stick. Because after he stops talking about the part with the ex-girlfriend, he goes into literally everything else. Because he starts reiterating what he has already said 10 million times about Cory's fans, going into other people's comment sections and harassing them and whatnot, stuff like that. And then Mavattack goes as far as to take a screenshot that the ex-girlfriend sent him where her and Cory are talking about Dashi. And Mav tries to phrase it in a way that Cory just happens to be jealous. I mean, honestly, in the way that Mav is jealous of Cory, as if Cory has some sort of resentment against Dashi because Dashi happens to be richer, according to Cory, and have worked on a more significant project than him. Like, it's just pathetic. And I just figured I would get some of like the stuff that he tried throwing at the wall out of the way here so we can talk about these said allegations that the ex-girlfriend of Cory's actually disproved herself. Because people were going to Twitter recently, I think it was as of either July or June, I saw this come down my timeline. People were accusing Cory of like emotional manipulation and abuse. They were accusing him of sexual abuse, and this was because his ex pandaninja over on TikTok put out her story. She also attached some screenshots of some DM conversations between her and Cory, and the way that I understand it is she essentially accused him of all the things you see here on the screen right there. Yeah, and the reason why she did this was because Cory ghosted her. Because if we take a second to look through the screenshots, I mean, feel free to pause your video. Like, really, these are the things that we're using to claim that Cory is a manipulator, let alone an emotional abuser. And the fact that the whole reason why these allegations in the first place even blew up was just based off of like false information and misinformation over on Twitter with this tweet right here. Thank you, Internet Anarchist, for this one. It's so weird that Mav's gonna sit here and peddle something that is very close to being a false allegation, let alone that, I mean, none of these screenshots are even bad. We're gonna sit here and act like Cory is like the devil or like he's a villain, and then we're gonna provide screenshots that are like this, that in my opinion hold no weight to them. And when it does come down to the false allegations, you know, where he was accused of, you know, SA because of this video that I'm pretty sure everybody has seen at this point, where Cory jokingly says that he did something to her in her sleep.
I'm still on.
I'm still on.
Then I woke up again and it was off.
Did you watch me sleep? Did you watch me sleep?
Yeah, I actually did something to you while you were asleep too.
What?
I'm sorry. I just got this fetish that I do. You know.
What?
I didn't hurt you. You're good, right?
What'd you do, Cory?
Just don't worry about it.
Cory?
It's good.
Cory, what did you do?
Do nothing. Look, this camera out of my face. I didn't do anything.
He did something, and I'm gonna find out on the next episode of
Dragon Ball Z. Where you going with this?
Like, I'm pretty sure that the ex-girlfriend Panda wants something out of this, wants to get some sort of revenge for the ghosting, but realized that she really can't say that he SA'd her because it wasn't particularly true, and she knew that, so she decided to come out and say that that's not what I said, those were not the allegations, like that never happened, right? But then she continues to come over to Mav's channel and further this campaign to ruin his image with Mav, because they both have one thing in common, and it's that they both both don't like Cory, and it's for different reasons, but they have that one thing in common. Like, Mav goes on to show this screenshot, the one where they claim around like after the pandemic, Panda was diagnosed with cancer, and she decided to message Cory that, and then, you know, she claims that this is the response that she got. That was the most passive-aggressive cancer reveal ever, LOL. Now, there's a few things wrong with this screenshot. First, we don't even know who said this. There's no like contact at the top, like it doesn't say Cory or anything. And also, if you guys are not aware, like it's super easy to take text messages, Discord messages, and things like that out of context, or you can just flat out Photoshop them or edit them to make them something else that they weren't really. So as somebody who is not involved and has like very brief knowledge on like what is going on here, I'm gonna take this with a huge grain of salt. And I don't know why this isn't a Mav video like trying to prove that Cory is like some sort of bad person, because this is not conclusive evidence that Cory is a bad person. And along with the other things that are talked about in this video, which most of them are just nothing burgers, I'm gonna say that most of the audience is gonna be Team Cory, even if they don't happen to be a Cory fan, because as much as I want to say I watch him every once in a while, I'm not really like your biggest Cory fan. I don't hate him or anything, I just don't watch him. I'm not like really a part of the fan base. And if there were actually something here, something that proved that Cory was doing heinous shit that nobody knew about, and something that Cory needed to have his like reputation ruined over, like I would be totally for that. But this just is not it. And it seems like we're going after somebody who is innocent, even if he made a few distasteful jokes. And then here's another snippet, I'm guessing from like Xbox, because I wanted you is what Cory said. Panda says, wanted me how? I'm guessing this is like after the relationship ended and maybe like a little bit of time after. I'm just assuming that because Mav just doesn't even explain it. He just like throws a whole bunch of screenshots up on the screen and like wants you to assume the worst or something. Cory says, like how I've had you. Panda says, like in a relationship type of way or something else. Cory says, like something else. And he's obviously alluding to like, you know, banging, if that makes any sense. I just don't want to have to censor anything more than I need to. I think you guys get what I mean. She goes on to say, that's kind of messed up. I wasn't a toy. Cory said, I know that. I wasn't just about to message you after a year and ask you to be my GF. So I guess he's being clear with his intentions, but I mean, are we going to sit here and be like, this is cancel worthy? Like, are we just going to sit here and be like, yeah, Cory should be ruined? Like, sort of like if he was like the P word, like he should just be ruined forever. He should be locked up. The worst of the worst should happen to him. He's the worst person ever because of messages like these, let alone that. I mean, this is what, 2, 4, 6, 7 messages. Like, honestly, if you ask me, this is stuff that like should have just stayed behind the scenes. There's like no reason why this should have came out in public, and it looks like a massive smear campaign. That's just me though, because if you ask me, out of the whole situation, this is probably one of the worst messages I've seen out of the whole thing, and this really isn't that bad. Like, personally, if it were me, I wouldn't be talking like this to somebody. But again, I guess at the same time, like, why did this come out publicly? This isn't something that worries me, and I know it doesn't worry other people. It's kind of like airing out another grown man's like situations, like relationship stuff, to the internet to try and make him look bad and embarrass him, because quite frankly, that's what it's doing. It's embarrassing him, in my opinion. Like, this is giving me secondhand embarrassment. And then this right here, without any context from Mav, it's a part of one of the TikToks that she put out describing her story. And it says, do you hear yourself? You knew I'd survived SA. You knew how hard it was to feel safe in my own body, and you used that as leverage just to remind me how far you'd gotten. Threw it in my face like I should be flattered. Like, I'm not sure exactly if she wanted all this to blow up in like Cory's face or whatever. When she's talking about the SA that happened and the one that she survived, she's not talking about Cory. She's talking about somebody previously. And again, I don't really know exactly what this is in context to, except for maybe this message that we just went over right here. But again, if that really is the case, like, are we really going to sit here and say that that's manipulation or emotional abuse? Because that's what they're trying to frame it as, because that's literally what Mav frames it as. Like, Mav, are we really going to sit here and be like, yeah, this is something that Cory needs to be canceled for, emotional abuse, manipulation? Panda says, okay, so what's up? Cory says, you still seeing someone? Panda says, why do you ask? Cory says, because I'm trying to fuck your life up some more. And then Panda says, what? And then Cory says, that was a joke. Geez, LOL, I was just asking. Panda says, never heard you curse before. That's why it threw me off. And honestly, that's something that tripped a lot of people up, because I mean, if you know Cory, he's not really the guy to like curse and whatnot. And just how Panda said right there, like it even threw a lot of people in Cory's community off, and it made them question, hey, are these messages even real? Because like I said, you know, shit can be fucking Photoshop. But even if these are like 100% real, like I'm gonna be real, personally, I don't care. I'm not the kind of guy to care if Cory's gonna joke and like troll. Like, do you really think he meant because I'm actually trying to fuck your life up some more? Like, really? I mean, on top of the fact that this could mean anything, even though clearly it's a joke, like this doesn't mean inherently that, oh, Cory was just like abusing her or something. Like this could have been something as little as them getting in fights and like stressing each other out. Like, I just figured I would say that because some people look at this and are like, yeah, Cory's a bad person. He was fucking your life up and he wants to do it again, and imply that something like heinous happened. Like, honestly, that's what these guys are trying to do. They're trying to take something so little and blow it up and make every little thing a big deal to make Cory look bad. And it's incredibly sad. This is what these people do. This guy came back after 2 years, and you would think that he would actually make his own content and not just sit here on fucking Cory's ass. But no, some people in this world are actually that pathetic.
Mental and emotional abuse are very much a real thing that is typically not taken seriously by society at large, especially when it comes from a woman's voice. Just because someone isn't physically abused doesn't mean we get to take the victim's voices lightly. What I have personally witnessed and gone through, and what others have shared, all mirror emotional abuse to me. The last text Cory sent me mentioned that he was hopeful to change and repair things with his mother because the same anger he had towards me, he held against her, and maybe their relationship wouldn't have to decay the same way ours did.
This is just absolutely ridiculous. So now, on top of the other things that we're going into, we're bringing his mother into this. Like, dude, you're just airing out this grown man shit as if the whole like public world needs to know about it. Like, we know he's a public figure, you know, he's got a lot of fans, millions of subscribers, but people really don't need to hear this. This is just fucking personal business. This isn't like shit where, oh, hey, he's like a bad person and all this bad shit's happening behind the scenes. No, it's literally not. What you're doing, like I said before, is trying to throw things at the wall and hoping that things stick, and it's not working. And second of all, I just wanted to address what you said earlier in the clip. Like, people aren't believing this, not because she's a woman, but because what is here? What fucking, like, the screenshots, what do they prove? Along with, I guess, bringing up his mother and how, like, him and his mother got some shit going on behind the scenes or something. Like, it's not that people don't want to believe her because of that reason, or you, I guess, but it's just like, bro, I think we're all aware of what happened 2 years ago, and no, you obviously do not like the guy. I mean, you really didn't even like the guy during the friendship, despite what you said in that video from 2023, because you were talking shit behind the scenes and you got caught because you weren't happy that Cory was being successful because he took your ideas. He took some inspiration from it, let alone that the ideas that you had. I mean, this guy just sits in front of a camera and plays video games. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, who do you think you are to think that that's like your idea and that's original or something, and that you need some sort of credit for that? Like, really? It's pathetic. Why can't we just be happy for our friends that, you know, do big things and make a whole career for themselves? And literally, I mean, like, this guy is set for life along with his family, and he's truly a wholesome creator. We're just gonna sit here and dog on him because, oh, hey, I didn't get a piece of the pie that wasn't mine. Like, I think the last person we should be listening to and hearing out and taking with anything more than a grain of salt is this guy right here. We know how he feels about Cory. We know how he did feel about Cory back in 2023, and the fact that he was claiming that he didn't care about materialistic things and, you know, the things that Cory had gained from being, you know, a successful content creator and hitting all the big milestones and stuff like that. But yet Mav's gonna sit here and complain that Cory stole his ideas or some shit, and he's gonna use said ideas to become successful and hit all these milestones and get like silver play buttons, golden play buttons, and even a diamond play button. Materialistic awards.
Not only do I believe that you haven't changed, but from my perspective, you continue to misuse the influence you've been given, taking advantage of situations and people when it suits you. In my experience, your behavior has followed a deeply harmful pattern that echoes emotional and psychological manipulation, all the while being enabled by the one so dedicated to keeping your name in a good light.
Somebody, for the love of God, please tell me how he was taking advantage advantage of people and how he was manipulating people and abusing people. Please, I mean, from everything that we've seen so far come out, there's nothing, literally nothing. And it's not like Mav is like showing any like new information or additional details as to why or how like he, you know, it could like prove that he actually was taking advantage of people and manipulating people, right? No, from what I've seen, it's just Cory joking around and honestly screenshots of things that should never have like even touched the public eye because it's personal stuff. It's not like, oh, something that he needs to hide or something. No, it's just personal stuff that like people on the internet do not need to hear about. But yeah, once again, somebody in the audience, please tell me how any of this constitutes Cory being a manipulator or somebody who, I mean, that's literally just it. A manipulator, somebody who takes advantage of other people. But yeah, somebody, please leave a comment. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but I know I'm not. So
you've given millions the false impression that you're a man of God and that you're a beacon of light. And from my perspective, the culture surrounding your platform mirrors the harm I believe you've caused behind the scenes, reflecting a pattern of disregard towards women, close friends, and those who once trusted you, including myself.
I think we've been over this so many times in the past, but just because Cory's audience is the way that they are, and I've seen Cory try to wrangle him back, but that shit just doesn't always work. And you know, there are trolls in everybody's communities that just do not give a shit about what the content creator has to say in terms of, hey, don't do this because I don't want you to do this. This is not a samurai thing to do, right? The samurai would never do this. They would never, you know, hurt other people. The samurai are wholesome and are good people and listen to Cory when Cory says, hey, stop going around asking people when I'll be back or reading shit over on Reddit that says, oh, he's coming back in like a month or two, when that's not the case and he has not confirmed that to anybody. I remember in one of his videos coming back, he said, only listen to the source, and I am the source. So yeah, like I don't understand why we're trying to make Cory look bad because, oh, his audience is doing something. Like he is not his audience. He has millions upon millions of people following him on various different platforms, and you're expecting him to like have a full grasp over all of this. Hell no. I mean, when it comes down to not knowing who Cory is, I mean, you're really not showing us too much about Cory that, I mean, looks bad, you know? You're kind of just showing us that Cory is a normal fucking person like everybody else, except what he does for work is literally just being a public figure and playing video games in front of like millions and millions of people. And this guy obviously should not have had his personal shit thrown out on the internet. It's kind of weird. And also, when it comes down to Cory acknowledging this, I mean, you know how big Cory is? Yeah, I think you do. He's absolutely huge. So if he makes a video, or like say if he made like a specific video talking about this, or he responded to you, which is probably what you want. I mean, let's be real. The moment I left a comment in your comment section and you said like, send me the video when it's done or whatever, like I can tell that you want attention, like all the attention you can get, and you want to drag out this situation. And if that's not the case and you're not using this whole situation for money and views and clout, prove it. Just prove it. Don't even respond to me. And then maybe I'll have a little bit more respect for you, but I know you're going to respond anyways. But anyways, you want Cory to respond because then your channel would get a lot of attention. You would get a lot of views on your videos talking about him, even if it was like negatively received and Cory like actually came back and defended himself and whatnot and absolutely destroyed you, even though that would be a little controversial in and of itself. And honestly, a trap for Cory, because then you're going to have like Cory fans harassing you up the ass. You're going to get doxxed and like all that shit. So that's probably what you want. That is probably what you want, believe it or not. You want to like get a one up on Cory, and you know that's going to happen if he like acknowledges this or he acknowledges you or responds or whatever. That's literally what is going to happen. I remember back in 2021, some of us may or may not know of the situation, but there was a creator named FreezeBM, right? Before he did the short content that he did, and before he got his channel terminated and he decided never to come back to YouTube for some reason, he would put out videos on Cory and like, you know, when Cory was returning and whatnot. And Cory, for like maybe, I don't know, I think it was maybe like 2 or 3 minutes in his video was talking about that. He gave a little bit of airtime to FreezeBM. He didn't like mention FreezeBM by name, but these motherfuckers still lit him up and like flooded his comments. Like it massively disliked his videos. Like people were able to find the videos like without the name that Cory was putting in his videos to show what people were doing and show people essentially just getting clout and making money and views off of literally just just milking Cory and making theories on when he's gonna be back. Like, that's how much power Cory has. And if he like singles somebody out or he calls somebody out, even if if it's somebody as small as Mav, like, sure, you're gonna get a lot of views, but you're done. You're literally just done. He would destroy you. You would be done. Like, let's say hypothetically he did do something bad and something he really needs to answer for. He would still destroy you. No matter what he says in his video, he's still gonna have his audience back behind him and you're gonna be done. But no, when it comes down to Cory responding, there's really nothing to respond to, and he's kind of like not able to respond, like I just said, because he's too big. It's sort of like if somebody makes a video on me and they're like 10 times smaller than me. They're like, I don't know, 2,000 subscribers or something. Like, I'm not gonna sit here with my huge channel, my 200,000 subscribe YouTube channel that can pull views. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and call somebody out or like make a video on them, especially if they have no effect on me. I mean, you clearly have no effect on Cory, by the way. So it's just not gonna happen. Now, I know I'm yapping, but somebody had to say it.
Cory's fanbase has at times engaged in patterns of misogynistic harassment, particularly towards women and those who speak critically or share personal experiences. While creators can't control every follower, the absence of public acknowledgement from Cory has contributed to a climate where this behavior is often left unchecked. In my experience, this is a massive parasocial problem, and Cory's fanbase is a huge example of the lengths people will go to defend someone they know absolutely nothing about.
Like, honestly, I'm not going to sit here and continue going through this part with Mav just like spewing his BS, but I am going to say something that I think if you're a decent person and you're a normal person, something that I think you need to do is either you need to move on or you need to talk one-on-one with Cory and resolve things. That's what I think you need to do. Now, I don't know if there's beef between you and Cory behind the scenes or what, but you look really fucking stupid coming to the internet, let alone after a 2-year break, just to spew some more BS about Cory and to try and make Cory look bad because you don't like him and you want to get revenge.
Panda, I want to thank you so much for your courage and you speaking out and presenting everything in your story. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mav. I'm Panda, also known as Panda Ninja, the one you mocked, misquoted, and tried to bury under your projections. Guess what? I'm still here. Surprised to see us in the same video? Yeah, we figured. Instead of letting strangers rewrite the story, we're saying it ourselves. Direct and unfiltered. Awkward, isn't it? You weren't ready for this. This isn't about canceling him. It's about accountability. Canceling erases people. Accountability forces them to face what they've done. If that feels like canceling, that's because nobody's ever held him accountable before. Here's the truth. He didn't need to put his hands on me to leave scars. He punished with silence. He messed with my head. Gaslit, love bomb, disappeared, then spun the story to make me look unstable. That was control. The way he treated me left me feeling mentally and emotionally abused. It wasn't just me. Others around him felt it too. Everybody swears they care about mental health until it's right in front of them. You can't claim to fight for it while weaponizing it against survivors. That's not support, and it's why so many shut up and suffer in silence.
Okay, so a lot just happened. So first of all, I just wanted to mention, I'm not sure if she's like specifically talking about what she already put out in terms of the screenshots, that, let's be real, really? You're gonna really say that that's emotional and mental abuse? Like, come on. I mean, if there's something that we haven't seen yet, please put it up on the screen, expose it. Like, I don't understand why we're just saying this and we're trying to frame Cory as like the worst person ever and the love bombing and blah blah blah. Right, but where are the receipts? Like, I really hate to be like this, but where are the receipts? Because what you already put out is not that. And honestly, I feel like this is something that should have been resolved in private. This should have been a private matter, because again, it's not like something like SA happened, like something like that where, hey, you can't get justice, so you got to come out and you got to make it a whole big deal because nothing is happening and you were hurt by this and whatnot, and it was deplorable. Because based off of everything I've seen so far with this situation, it just seems like a breakup happened and now you're trying to throw like literally anything and everything at the wall to see if it sticks. That's literally what it looks like to me and everybody else. Like, again, if something worse happened, I would love to see it. I would love for you to come out and say it, but there just is not enough for me with everything that has come out, along with like the out of context screenshots, to be like, yeah, Cory needs to respond to this. Cory, you know, he needs to be canceled. Cory did something heinous or whatever. No. Now in the next part of the video, which happened to be the one where she put out like a TikTok story that said, for clarification, he did not SA me, because people were running with, you know, Cory SA'd her, right? That was the main allegation. She just confirmed again, and she talks about this in this video, and I guess I will give her that. She does confirm that that did not happen. happen, and that is something that people are running with, and it is not true. Now, for a main part of Panda's segment, she does a lot of responding to like the random, like the fan base, like the haters, the people who, you know, either were spreading the misinformation, or the people who just like flat out like just sat there and defended Cory without seeing anything or like understanding the situation. Yeah, she was doing a lot of shit talking to them during this, which is honestly not something that I wanted to see. I wanted to hear more about like how Cory is a bad person, and you know, I wanted to see more evidence and whatnot, not just like ranting about the people like that really do not matter in this case. Like, sure, it might seem like they matter because they're running with the false allegations and they're like harassing you, but they really don't. Not enough to the point where you need to sit here and acknowledge them or like try to get a one up on them. Like, who is this about, Cory or his fans? I mean, I know it's a little bit about his fans, but this is mainly about Cory. So let's hear about Cory, please.
And the funniest part, you call me weird, but nothing's weirder than strangers spending hours creating lies about someone they don't even know. You two, tell me again, who's weird? And the worst part, he chose to sit back and let it happen. This is the man who calls himself a Christian. He allowed harassment to happen in his name. He stayed silent while others did the fighting for him. And he built a brand on values he never lived by. Christian on Sunday, manipulator every other day. Tell me, what's Christian about that, fucking coward?
See, you're saying this as if like it gets through to people, as if people are going to sit here and agree with you, as if you're somehow getting a one up on him, as if like all of this is true based off of everything that you've like provided, when most of it is either just hearsay or some of the claims don't even have backing. Like, this shit really comes off like looking for revenge. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what more it is than that.
The gaming community is still drowning in misogyny, and it shows in every comment section, every Twitch chat, every joke that gets a free pass because it came from the right face. Women aren't treated as equals. We're trophies, punching bags, or entertainment until we stop smiling, and then we're the problem. And the sad truth, most of the male creators sitting at the top don't challenge it. They thrive in it. Misogynistic behavior in the gaming community isn't talked about enough, and when it is, it's dismissed as drama or overreacting. But I've seen it, I've lived it, and I've been on the receiving end of it. Besides the very few who are humble and genuinely good, the rest have built entire careers off this imbalance. They profit from it, play into it, and protect it because it keeps them untouchable. Their fan bases will excuse anything: harassment, cruelty, manipulation, because tearing down their idol would mean admitting that they've been worshiping the wrong person all along. And Cory, he's not just a passive bystander in this. By enabling it, by staying silent when his influence could have shifted the culture, he helped teach the entire generation that this behavior is normal, that status erases accountability, that if someone's popular enough, the rules don't apply. This is how toxicity becomes the baseline. This is how cruelty turns into currency. And this is how young viewers, kids, grow up thinking empathy is weakness and accountability is betrayal, because their role models told them so without ever having to say the words. To every male creator coasting off this broken system, your silence isn't neutral, it's compliance. Every time you look the other way, you're telling your audience that women's safety matters less than your brand. Every time you laugh it off, you're telling the next generation that abuse is just part of the game. And when the day comes that it's you on the receiving end of the truth, you'll have no defense because you built the very culture that will tear you down.
Wait. Let me get this correct here, okay? Is there just something that I do not know about that happened? Like, is there something that she's like holding back or something? Because based off of everything I've seen so far, to call that abuse, really? And to say that every content creator, every male content creator that is being silent about that or whatever is compliant? Like, I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm just the asshole for like thinking that this is not abuse. This is not manipulation, at least based off of what we've seen. Like, you can be hurt about a relationship and not be happy with an outcome or want to get revenge against, like, you know, another partner, but to come out and try and smear them and try to ruin like their whole career over this, like, how are you the better person? That's my question. And this is why a lot of people are not happy with this, are not liking the video, and why they're massively disliking the video that you're in, because it looks way way too much like a smear campaign off of just nothing. And I'm saying that based off of everything that we've seen so far. If there's something else that like you haven't revealed that is just like fucking insane, that is something that is definitely not like morally right, you should really reveal it instead of just like beefing with his fans and being in a video presenting hearsay. Like, I'm not gonna show it because it's just honestly irrelevant to what we're talking about right now, but she goes so far to like quote unquote defend herself from the fans or whatever, to the point where she has to debunk like the OnlyFans claims, because apparently people maybe on Twitter were claiming that she has an OnlyFans or something, and then she goes into like how I respect sex workers and stuff like bro, really? Why should I pay any of this any attention? Honestly, like, you would think that she would be talking more about Cory instead of saying things like, oh, maybe I should make an OnlyFans for all the haters and Cory would be my first subscriber, like shit like that. It's like, what the fuck? You're making it real hard to just sit here and like believe you just because of shit like this, because I don't think I'm being the asshole here. I really don't. I think this is just irrelevant, and it's like, why is it even included?
When Cory asked me what I wanted for my birthday, I told him I wanted to see him, of course, but I also said I love to meet Dashi. Instead of being happy to share that moment with me, he got angry, he yelled, he hung up on me, and then disappeared for a while. And then later on, when he did come back, he kept bringing up Dashi on different occasions, not in a neutral way, but in ways I knew were meant to get a reaction out of me. It felt like he was dangling Dashi's name in front of me just to test me, just to start arguments. For me, that shows something deeper. He wasn't just upset about one conversation. He was taking someone I genuinely admired and twisting it into another way to punish me, to make me feel like I was wrong for asking for something so simple. Even my birthday wish, something that should have been positive, became another tool he could use for control. And in my perspective, that's emotional abuse.
Like, okay, if something like this did happen, he was being an asshole, let's be real. But how am I supposed to take this and be like, yeah, Cory did this, Cory's a bad person, and he hurt somebody by doing something like this, by being a bad boyfriend, whatever. Like, how am I supposed to take this and like put it out there as conclusive proof that just Cory's a bad person? Like, I'm not saying I don't want to believe what you're saying. I'm saying, like, I can't just take this and be like, yeah, Cory did this or whatever. It would just be flat out irresponsible. That's why I want to see more. Like, do you have any other screenshots besides the 2 screenshots you provided of the conversation you were having with Cory about Dashi, which didn't show shit when it comes down to this?
2022, when the end situation came up, he shifted his tone again. Suddenly, I was to blame all over again. He told me, I recall having deep feelings for you. We had fun together. There were factors why we didn't work out. Then he threw out, you were hugged up on some dude on a Twitch stream, which never happened. From my perspective, he must have confused me with one of the 1,000 other girls he stalked. So which one is it, Cory? In 2018, you're trying to act like the one who still cares. In 2019, you're bitter and aggressive. In 2022, you're rewriting history to make me the problem. To me, that's manipulation, and it proves you'll say whatever version of the story makes you look better, even if it means painting me as a villain in your script.
I mean, I really don't know what to tell you when it comes down to this. I mean, I've seen the messages, but let's be real. To me, this seems like just a normal breakup and normal relationship drama. And honestly, shit that should have stayed offline. But yeah, also when it comes down to you saying that he was like, it seemed like he was trying to control you or whatever based off of that. I mean, based off of what I've seen, I don't really know if I would call it controlling, you know? It could be an over exaggeration. I don't know, but that's just my thoughts.
He told me, I recall having deep feelings for you. We had fun together. There were factors why we didn't work out. Then he threw out, you were hugged up on some dude on a Twitch stream, which never happened. From my perspective, he must have confused me with one of the 1,000 other girls he stalked. So which one is it, Cory? In 2018, you're trying to act like the one who still cares. In 2019, you're bitter and aggressive. In 2022, you're rewriting history to make me the problem. To me, that's manipulation, and it proves you'll say whatever version of the story makes you look better, even if it means painting me as a villain in your script.
So again, I mean, if I heard that correctly, we're adding more accusations onto it. I'm pretty sure she just said stalking other girls he was stalking or whatever. Like, proof? These are some big accusations, and I mean, honestly, I would love to see proof over, oh yeah, hey, I'm just gonna say something baselessly, while further clarifying how he was emotionally manipulating and emotionally abusing me. Because when you start making accusations like that without backing it up, like something like stalking and stalking other people, it kind of hits at your credibility. Because first of all, you're introducing new things without evidence. And second of all, I mean, how do we not know you're not over exaggerating the situation? You know, it's like if you really care about this, if like damage was actually done and Cory did some like bad shit to you, he actually emotionally manipulated you in general, right? Or did worse, okay? Something we don't know about because you haven't came out about it. Like, you need to stick to the stuff that you actually have evidence and proof for versus just making like random claims of stalking, let alone without proving it, because then people start questioning, let alone that most people aren't really on your side. They start questioning whether or not they want to believe you even further, or if you're just like making up random bullshit. And I think I'm being pretty fair about that and explaining this compared to some other people who I've seen put out videos on the situation, because a lot of other people, including content creators, think that you're just the ex-girlfriend trying to get revenge on the ex-boyfriend. And a lot of people don't think you have a case. And I'm starting to agree with them. Now, for the rest of the video, it's a lot of just, I mean, addressing things that I just don't believe should have been addressed. Like, there's just no reason. Because again, she's going at the fans. Like, at one point she was like going at the fans for like trying to go through and like dissect her cancer diagnosis and whatnot, and whether or not it was true or not, or if it was a lie or whatever. Just responding to people who just don't need to be responded to, along with calling Cory a narcissist because he was talking about how he wanted one of his exes to leave him alone, and then at the same time he also felt like he wanted her one more time. Like, just shit like that. That's pretty much it. And I think we've gone through the meat and potatoes of it. If you want to go find this video, I am not linking it for obvious reasons. It's not hard to find at all. Go find it. It's on YouTube. And yeah, with that being said, I think both of these guys need to just like chill out, move on, find something better to do with their lives. Like, I don't know why we're doing this in 2025.
Samurai, stand up!
Sorry about the poor communication. That's my bad. But like I said at the beginning of the year, 100 videos.
Now, I'm going to be real here. Cory, don't stoop down to this guy's level. Like, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but something that Mavattack did bring up was apparently Cory not sticking to this 100 uploads this year schedule. And I'm really not too sure if Cory has seen these videos that Mav has posted, but let's be real, man. Please don't pay this guy any attention. He is cringy as hell. Like, let's be real. And I think we all can agree on that. I have yet to see anybody on Mav's side beside his wife and Cory's ex. And I mean, speaking of all of them, I would like to say I think I have a pretty entertaining video for you guys today, because I've learned some things in the past few days that are beyond ridiculous. You might have seen me post about it on my community tab, but there are some things that I did not discuss on there. Now, besides going over Mavattack's cope session, where he pretty much reacts to Cory fans and the comments that they have left on his videos, I just figured I would inform you, yes guys, the rumors are true. Believe it or not, Mav does have a, well, I wouldn't call it an OnlyFans, but like a rip-off OnlyFans. It's called a Fansly. Yeah, he has one of those. And that was not news I expected to find out about. And yes, guys, he has 2 subscribers, his wife and his left hand. I just figured I would mention it because I thought it was pretty funny. And despite them being public about everything, I'm not going to go super into depth about everything because I'm a better human being than Mav. But I will say this. Yes, his wife is a SW, if you know what that stands for, and they may or may not make content together. I mean, I don't know because I'm not subscribed to that garbage, but hey, it's just pretty interesting. And honestly, I'm not going to sit here and dog on him for that because, I mean, his wife isn't really involved. But while I was going through Mav's Twitter account, I happened to stumble across his wife's Twitter account, and I found out some news I was not ready for. Because if you thought, everybody who's been saying, including some of my friends in the commentary sphere, everybody who's been saying, look at this just grown-ass man complaining about another grown-ass man because he's jealous, blah, 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 right? Well, there's a little bit more we can add to that. Grown-ass man with a wife and child is sitting here complaining about another grown-ass man because he's jealous as hell. And you can try to disguise it in front of any allegation you want, but that's not going to change the facts of reality, in which you guys already heard what reality actually is. Grown-ass man with a wife and a child is complaining about another grown-ass man. Like, it's pretty sad. Now, anyways, those are just some of the things I figured I would say before we get into this. But just like everybody else, I figured I would make my second video and react to this stupid video where Mav reacts to some comments. And I mean, hey, why not? Let's react to some of the comments he left on my content. Now, one last thing before we get into this, I wanted to say if any news happens with Mavattack and Cory, I will for sure make a video on it and I will update you guys on what is currently happening. Sort of like Cory posting this video around an hour ago, pretty much confirming to us that, you know, videos are back on September 6th. If there's any drama between these two, you already know I will keep you guys updated. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notifications. And also, why not just hit the like button so this video gets promoted more in the algorithm. Now, anyways, without further ado, let's get into the content. Damn, I told you to hit me up when this dropped. Good looks on the free ad space, crying face emoji, fist in the air emoji. You know what's funny about this? He said this because I left a comment on his video before I made my video, maybe like a few days before. And I said, don't make me make another video on you. And then he responded saying, hit me up when it drops or whatever. And the moment that I had people coming into my comment section saying, oh, hey, I found your video from the comment you left on Mav's video, he took it down. He literally took it down. He knew that that comment was getting me views, so he got rid of it. And guess what I never did to his comments, by the way? I never took them down. What I didn't do, though, was give them attention. The moment you like a comment, you leave a heart on a comment as a content creator, or you reply to it as like the, you know, the video creator, right? It gives it attention. It will boost it in the comment section. And then, yeah, that person will get attention. So that's why I didn't pay your comments any attention, even though I did see them. And guess where they end up in the comment section? All the way at the bottom. Anyway, somebody responded and said, it's also a bad look to be in Cory's head rent-free. I think this guy meant that the other way around. And that's why, you know, a lot of people liked the comment because they thought he meant it the other way around. Because let's be real, Mavattack, you ain't in this guy's mind. He is paying you little to no attention at all. Somebody else said, you're making a fool out of yourself, my guy. Mavattack responds to the first guy and says, why can't he stop thinking about me, shaking my head? Again, that was probably a mistake, let's be real. Because you got Cory living rent-free in your head, and it very clearly shows. Mav responds to the second person and says, speaking out for what's right makes me a copy. You're dense AF. What do you mean for what's right? Running a smear campaign against a big creator off of an already big canceling situation that happened over on Twitter because a video got leaked by his ex-girlfriend, making him out to have done like some incredibly disturbing things when that wasn't true, and she even said it herself that was not true. Like, the fact that you're trying to get attention and run a smear campaign off of this is beyond ridiculous, and all you're doing is peddling false shit against somebody who is successful, and you're trying to take what they have away from them, most likely because of jealousy. It's sad. Now, this is the funny part, by the way. This is the funny comment, because he decided to comment twice on my video, not thinking once that it's gonna give my video push, in which he decides to say, still haven't watched your video because I don't support disingenuous morons trying to cash in on abuse and using people you have no personal relation to for clicks. I mean, okay, I'm gonna say it first. When you bring something to the internet and into the court of public opinion, what do you expect? People are going to comment on this. People who you have no idea who they are, or people you have not seen for years. Like, I had people on my last video lighting me up to talk about this. And the fact that you're still trying to run with something like 2 years later to try and ruin this guy, all while claiming that he's a disingenuous moron, despite the fact that you're the disingenuous moron actually. Like, people are gonna have shit to say about this. Regardless of whether or not you believe that they should be talking about it or not, they're going to say some shit. And just because we say some shit or we point out some inaccuracies with what is being presented and what others are trying to ruin others over on the internet, that doesn't mean we're just trying to cash out on the situation. Like, sure, money's nice, but that's not the entire reason why I made the video, and really not even like at all the reason why I made the video. I was expecting this video to do shit. I'm gonna be real. But it did really good for some reason, and that's cool too. I think there should be people on the internet holding idiots like you at bay. And that's why I'm really happy that my homie Papa Gut also talked about this too. And I'm pretty sure he's had the same conclusion that I've had about the situation. Now, anyways, besides that, I figured I would just move on to some of the content he's been putting out after he put out his serious and insane smear campaign video against Cory. And it looks like he's put out 2 additional videos, one titled CoryxKenshin responds to Mavattack. It was clickbait, by the way. Cory didn't respond to him. If I were Cory, I wouldn't do that either. Like, sorry, first of all, I don't have time for people like this, at least when it comes down to people being in my personal sphere. If you're gonna be this way, just leave me alone. Just don't even reach out to me. Don't try to reconcile or anything. You suck. Like, I don't know what to say besides that. You're a time waster and you got nothing else going for you except for your wife's OnlyFans. Next video is titled CoryxKenshin and Mavattack Best Moments. That was pretty much him just taking old footage that he had, putting it together and using Cory's name once again for money and clout. He also put out some shorts like this one right here. YouTube star Mavattack found dead at 33 after being gunned down by CoryxKenshin fan. Like, do I even need to ask? The next short he put out was this one. He put this one out today, coincidentally at the same time that Cory put out his ... video, and it's him recreating the brick wall meme with the caption, talking to CoryxKenshin fans be like. I mean, the funny part about this is that you could twist this into trying to stop getting Mavattack to stop spewing bullshit be like, and then he's just talking to a wall. Like, that's literally how this is. It's pathetic. And the fact that, I mean, I'm gonna bring it up again. This guy has a wife and a child and is doing shit like this. Like, I don't even know what to say. This is just pathetic. Even if this is just some rage bait or if it's like a grift, right? It's still really sad. You're not really owning anybody. And honestly, all of this extra content makes you look just worse. Like, you want people to be serious about said allegations that you're bringing to the table, which happen to be just false and over exaggerations. Like, you expect people to take you with more than a grain of salt, or I mean, even with a grain of salt. Like, you expect all of that, but then you're doing shit like this. Like, I just don't understand it. And I mean, at least if this is like all a troll, rage bait, and grifting, it still doesn't make you look any better because you're still peddling. I mean, that just proves that you're peddling either false allegations or you're just too immature and don't give a fuck about the situations. Like, that's what that's telling me. Man, I just thought this was funny, but there's this comment that was left on the talking to CoryxKenshin fans be like, and somebody said, your main source of income is back, because, you know, they know that Cory is back. And honestly, man, when it comes down to Cory and him being back, as much as I don't think it would be like the most ethical thing to do with his huge audience, I really hope that he throws some shade at you, because you need to be put in your place, man. Now, anyways, moving on. So I just wanted to take a look at just a little bit of his video where he's reacting to some of the comments, because I mean, it really is pathetic. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because this guy just sits here and just argues with like random Cory fans in the comments. It's just cringe, but I'll give you a little taste.
Alternative title, grown man has a normal life and I'm jealous of that. That's an interesting thing to bring up. There's a lot of comments in here that say, oh, all you revealed was that Cory is just a normal person. He's just a regular everyday man. Which is interesting because none of you fucking treat him like one. I love this one. Grown-ass man making a whole video about another grown-ass man's life. Grown-ass man making a YouTube comment on the grown-ass man's video about the grown-ass man's life. Grown-ass man. So basically, because Cory cusses sometimes, can't even spell his name right, you have no respect for this man. You can't even spell his name properly.
Like, it's just so funny. It really is. This is his response to the hate comments. Like, I don't know if he thinks that this is an own or what, but let's be real, it's not. This is far from it. This does not scream to me the guy with a wife and a child. Like, I don't know if this guy has a real job or what. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But I think he really needs to get a real job if he does not have a real job, because what is going on? This comeback? I mean, honestly, you can't even call it that. He needs another grown man to lift himself up. And I mean, let's be real. It's not even like he's lifting himself up in a positive way either. Everybody just hates him. Now, in regards to this last comment here, I just figured I would mention, and I do have to agree to, is Spliffy, another commentary YouTuber, actually brought up a really good point. And that is that, why are you gonna like use this one grammatical error against the whole fan base and say like, oh, this person made a mistake with their grammar, so they all are dumb and grammatically incorrect. Like, it's just delusional behavior. It really is. Not much more to say.
You came back to slander Cory's name? Are you serious? serious? You're a grown man, Mav. This is disappointing.
Hey guys, what if I told you that this goes on for like another 20 minutes? Just this childish behavior. Like, this is all it is. Thinking he's getting a one-up on the CoryxKenshin fans. Or, I mean, just in general. I mean, because these are not just CoryxKenshin fans now that you think about it. Because apparently Mav just thinks that the whole audience is CoryxKenshin fans. No, not everybody here is a Cory fan. But I can see why most people would prefer Cory over you. Now, once again, like I said, this goes on for 20 more minutes, and I'm really not trying to listen to it, so I think I'm gonna wrap up the video right there.
This is like the first time that it's like drama over here, drama over here, drama over here, drama over here. I want to talk about the samurai community. The samurai community. I don't like seeing you guys turn into a cult. Listen, I'm a fallible human being. I make mistakes. I suck at sometimes at some things. Don't fight for me. Don't battle for me. I don't need you to do that. Just to, like, you know, drive home the point that I'm just a regular guy. I've stolen before. I've cussed before. I say the word again. I've hurt people. I've been hurt by people. I've lied about things. The panda situation. If you thought I was going to come on here and air out all my public stuff and give you guys tea and, oh, she did this and I did this, and but she did that, and oh, I did. You clearly haven't been watching me very long.
So yeah, it looks like Cory just responded, because as you guys may remember, Cory put out a video around 2 days ago. It was called ... And in that video, he did say that videos were going to be returning on September 6th, which happens to be today. And as of around 4 o'clock today, Eastern Standard Time, Cory put out a video, and this video was titled, "I'm Just a Regular Guy." Now, I won't keep you guys for too long here, as like everybody else, I would like to get into this, but this was not a video I was expecting to come down my feed. Let's just say that. And honestly, after I watched it, I will admit, I don't think there was any better way Cory could have responded to all of what was happening. Because again, like I said in my last videos, it's like Cory with this huge platform and the fact that he can make or break anybody's career, or even get backlash for, you know, calling people out, like if that's what he would want to do, which if you know Cory, that's not really what he wants to do. And if he does call somebody out, he definitely does not mention them by name, and it makes total sense. And I was even saying in my last video, like, it could be a bad look if Cory, even if he's just defending himself, calls out somebody who's smaller than him. For example, Mavattack, who has recently gone at him pretty hard and been pretty critical of him. Now, without further ado, let's get into Cory's video. It's around 25 minutes that he talks about the recent events that have happened to a certain extent. He doesn't go into super deep detail, but he does address some things that some specific people out there have been critical of him about.
Every time I record something, something else happens. This becomes outdated. This thing gets debunked. I go over here. As a community, I know y'all are tired. I'm tired. We're all tired. I'm tired. And I think at the core, what's happening is a lot of people are forgetting that I am a regular guy. I would like to, as the shogun of this community, right, take the first slice of the blame pie. Accountability pie, give it to me. I'm taking that first slice, owning up to the things that I've done poorly for you guys. I think at the top of that list is communication. Can we all agree with that? My communication is trash, has been trash this entire time, but I think recently, especially with everything that's been happening, my weakness is being amplified. You know, we got strengths and weaknesses on this channel, and communication has always been a weakness. With drama, with controversy, and everything in between, communication is, you know, if that's a strong suit, then you can kind of navigate through these things a lot easier.
Yeah, I really do agree with Cory here, because I mean, and I know this might be a cringe thing to bring up throughout all of this, but there have been many times where I have realized that communication is really a big thing, especially when you're working with a team, which I mean, I guess if you look at it in a way, like Cory being the YouTuber and him having fans, like it's similar to having a team, and without that communication between you and your other team members, subscribers or say your fans, like things are just not going to work out. Things are going to literally go straight off the deep end and shit's just going to be bad. And once again, I know this is sort of cringe to bring up, but it's like I've worked many jobs where communication has been poor to the point where it just messes up like the whole flow of everything. Okay. And I know we're talking about like real life shit here, but I mean, I guess that's the point. Communication is key here. And if you don't have that, like say in Cory's case, where either, you know, he's going through the burned out that he's talked about in previous years, or if, you know, he's busy with family and working on his mental health, stuff like that, or even when it comes down to like in comparison to him, like these small content creators, these smaller individuals compared to where Cory's at, because Cory has like millions and millions of subscribers and followers. Like I said in my last videos, it's like you really can't respond to people like that, and there really is no point when you're bigger than them. And on top of that, your fans are like going to war for you in the comments, which he talks about that a little bit later in his video, and how he doesn't want people to do that. He doesn't want people to go around harassing people and stuff like that. That's obvious. I mean, you shouldn't be going around harassing people, but Cory seems to get put in a really interesting position because he's just super big. I mean, his video, I think it had like 500,000 views in like 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure that's where it was at. Like he can pull a shit ton of views, like astronomical amounts. Like with that much pull, it's really hard to respond to small things or smaller individuals. And most of the time it won't even be worth your time, because does it really affect you if you're really that big? And I mean, your audience already has your back anyways, along with the fact that, I mean, any rationally thinking human being would be able to see that like the shit that Mavattack and Panda are peddling against Cory to smear him, to try and ruin him, is just bullshit. So even though he doesn't really like talk about that aspect in terms of the communication, I highly believe that that's one of the reasons why he won't respond to this, because there's just no need. And if he does, it would be pretty controversial, because these people would be harassed to like the sun and back. And also on top of that, I don't believe Cory is that kind of person to want to seek revenge on these people who are clearly being really fucking annoying. But anyways, without further ado, let's continue here.
And I don't want y'all to take it personal, like it's just a samurai thing or a YouTube thing where my communication just sucks here. No, it sucks everywhere. But this is a time where we all need to lock in as a community, right? If we can't go through hard times together, are we really a community? Kendrick has this line that I've been thinking about for months. When stuff hits the fan, are you still a fan? That's like that's like the mantra right now. If we can't go through hard times together, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Yeah, just to quickly add something here. I mean, when he talks about, you know, we need to be able to go through hard times, because let's be real, anybody can come online and accuse anybody of anything, regardless of whether or not they have proof. And sometimes, and in a lot of cases, people just run with it. People will decide whether or not they're still a fan of somebody because, oh, hey, this damning fucking thing came out against them. And before they even get their side out about what had happened or what supposedly happened, like we have people accusing the people who have already been accused of like really heinous things of those heinous things, and making conclusions off of allegations when the person who is being accused of doing some heinous shit hasn't even said anything about it. Because I saw that happen during the allegations around a month or two ago. Like people were sitting there on Twitter questioning whether or not Cory is a good person, or if Cory is like the kind of person to do something like this. And once again, what makes this bad is that he didn't even come out with his side of the story. Now for the next part of the video, he talks about his inconsistency in terms of like uploading YouTube videos and, you know, the promises that he makes in terms of, you know, uploading content. And he talks about how he recently was hit up by one of his friends, and said friend was talking about his community because his friend saw like that apparently there were some people talking shit about Cory on TikTok and lighting him up for like his inconsistency with his uploading and whatnot, on top of his promises. And then he eventually takes accountability.
I have failed you. And it's as simple as me just being a better communicator. Hey guys, I don't know when I'm coming back, but I'll see you when I get back. Part of me doesn't do that because is it the better of two evils to be like, yeah, I don't feel like making videos right now. I just want to be around my family and go to Evo and just hang out. So I'll be back when I'm back. Love y'all. Or disappear and come back and be like, yeah, I was doing stuff. You know, I think everybody's gonna pick the first one, but yeah, I should probably just start doing that. That's the first chunk of this video. Acknowledging my failures to the community. I see you. I hear you. And I think me saying this, it's going to be an active summer and a lot of like broken promises, a lot of saying stuff and not following through it was always inevitable that it was going to catch up. But I think now is like put up or shut up season. I was doing the math. We got 117 days left of 2025. I've done 25. This is going to be number 26 videos so far. If we're going to reach 100 videos, which we will, God willing, that's going to mean more to me than to you guys in some weird selfish way, because it will be me following through with something that I say on this channel regarding you guys.
Now, jumping ahead a little bit, this is where Cory talks about the samurai community and he addresses some things he feels he needs to address. I mean, this has to do with people probably most likely attacking Mav. He doesn't outright say it in the video, and I guess Panda too, but yeah, here's that part.
The samurai community, I feel, is still one of the greatest communities and has the potential to even be the best community, but I gotta put an asterisk on there. Y'all are the greatest community when you are moving how you're supposed to be moving. And before I dive into some examples, I really want to just retouch on the point of I'm just a regular guy. Who am I that you're battling online or defending, or who am I? I'm just a regular guy. So I prepared some things just to, like, you know, drive home the point that I'm just a regular guy. This is just a list of regular guy stuff, regular human guy stuff that I've done that I would like to share with you all. I've stolen before. I've cussed before. I say the word again. I've hurt people. I've been hurt by people. I've lied about things. Oh, this one's good. I can be selfish. I've hated. I've loved. Oh, I think this one's really going to resonate with you guys. I've broken promises. And that's just, you know, a few things that I think people need to be reminded of. I'm a regular guy. I've done all those things, and I'm sorry about those things. And I've tried to do better because of those things, because of those experiences. And God has still granted me you guys. Could you believe that? Could you believe that all that horrible, deplorable stuff that I've read on that paper, I'm still here with 22 million people waiting for me on my next upload.
Like, guys, I already know that Mav's gonna eat this up and he's gonna respond to this. And let's be real, some of those things that were listed on that paper that, you know, Cory wrote down on the paper, like, I know it wasn't a direct response to Mav, but Cory basically admits that he's done some bad things and he hasn't always acted right in the past, literally just like any normal person, any regular guy out there. And if you guys don't remember, like, the whole point of Mav's video, at least the way that it came off, especially to a lot of people, was that Mav was jealous of Cory and wanted to throw anything at the wall to see if it would stick, including bringing up like DMs of Cory swearing and, quite frankly, being a normal, regular guy. And first of all, it didn't work. And second of all, that's the whole point. And I don't think Cory has ever claimed to be like some special, like, I mean, honestly, God or something. I don't think he's ever done that. And he really does not seem like the kind of guy to do that, especially after what I heard in this video. Like, there was even a point in this video where he claims he would have potentially never showed his face if it meant that, like, all the negative things that came from showing his face and blowing up and becoming a public figure wouldn't have happened, and he would have been able to enjoy being out in public with, like, his family and his friends and stuff like that. Like, he literally talks about that in this video, and it makes total sense because it's like, even when he gets featured on somebody else's page over on TikTok, you know, like a hairstylist doing his hair and whatnot, and he happens to look look in said direction, people start framing him for looking at, you know, her butt, essentially. Like, it's just pathetic. Like, all this small little shit that some people out there with no lives care about in order to try and cancel and ruin Cory's life. Like, these people are trying to cancel him for things that, first of all, I mean, when it comes down to things like that, who the hell gives a shit? Let's not sit here and act like you're not doing that shit, or like that's not like a normal human thing to do. And also, it's like, who gives a flying fuck if somebody is swearing in their personal life? Like, are we really gonna sit here and complain and try to ruin the guy, all based off of the fact that he's a normal human being? So I really wouldn't be surprised if Mav does respond to this, because it sort of comes at him a bit because of the things that he's tried to use against Cory to get him canceled and ruin his career.
So if you're looking for, you know, a little bit of hope and optimism, there you go. Like, if I've done all that, how much more could you have? Or someone, you know, I know it's the internet. Everybody likes to act like they're the purist and that they've never done anything, when at least I'm up here, like, been for years talking about how I don't deserve this community and you guys have blessed me so much. Again, I'm just a regular guy. I'm a regular dude. I really wanted to get into that because the community has forgotten that. I despise how important I am to so many people. I don't know how that might hit for you. I don't understand. I mean, logically, it makes sense. It's someone that you see online, you watch all their stuff, you kind of form, dare I say, a parasocial, or maybe not even parasocial. Maybe you just kind of subconsciously begin to depend on this person. Man, I really started all of this video stuff because I liked gameplays. I liked doing skits and sketches. And I've talked about how Indie Titan Lady all the way back in 07, 08, 09 inspired me to pick up a camera and be on YouTube and watching Philip DeFranco, watching all these OGs, and never in my wildest dreams that I think I would make it to where we are today. Where if they gave out a diamond play button for every 10 million subscribers, we would have 2. Never did I ever think. On the other hand, with the way that I am built and the way that I know a lot of people see it when you come up to me in public, the way that I am built, I hate the spotlight. I hate that. It's so contrary to what the situation is, to how big this community is. But I despise being important to so many people, or not even important, whatever I am, you know, where I wish so much to be a regular guy that now, you know, going in public, I have to plan everything. I have to think about these things. It comes with the territory. Please don't misconstrue this with me complaining and whining about anything. I'm just having a heart to heart with you. I'm letting you know where I'm at because I feel like it's been a while anyways. It's different. And if I could go back and talk to myself, hey, Cory, you're about to blow up on YouTube. I don't know if you know that, but this might be the time where if you want to do the whole dream thing where you don't show your face so you can still, you know, go out in public and, you know, be with your family and not have to think and, you know, deal with all of that. Now's the time. And you know what? I might have done that. I might have been like, yeah, you know what? I don't think I want to show my face.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Cory is on the level of, I mean, literally celebrity. Like, that's how high up he is. Like, so many people, if they see him walking around in public, they'll recognize him and be like, yo, can I get a picture, an autograph, whatever. Like, it's literally like being a celebrity. And I totally understand where he's coming from. Like, just imagine going outside, even if it's like just down the road to like the grocery store and somebody sees you and just knows who you are. And what if they have like this parasocial thing going going on? Like, what if they're a fan, or worse, like a super fan, like super parasocial and whatnot, where they just think you're literally God? Like, imagine having people be that way, and no matter where you go in public, somebody's gonna know who you are and know your YouTube channel and all of that. I mean, it sort of just gets to a point that, like, I mean, if I were to ever get as big as Cory, which probably will not happen, let's be real, I don't really need it to happen or want it to happen, but if it were to ever get to that point, like, there's just so much that goes into it. Like, you could have people that just like flat out hate you and don't like you because you're successful, or you could have like super fans that really like you, or like stalkers and stuff like that, people trying to find out details, like personal details of your life and whatnot, shit that should just be unique to you and maybe the people around you, like your family members. Like, what I think I would have to do is I think I would have to walk around with bodyguards or something, because I mean, you never know how people are going to act. And like, what if there's somebody out there, like I said, like who really despises you and like they're really crazy and want to find where you're at and do some bad shit? And I know it's more than that, because not everybody's a bad person, not everybody wants to go around murdering people who they don't like, but it obviously becomes a huge possibility when you're a huge public figure. Let alone, I mean, if we want to, we could call Cory a fucking celebrity, because he literally has around the same pull as a fucking celebrity. And it's like, on top of that, we got people coming out of the woodwork like his ex and his ex best friend trying to ruin him in any way possible, no matter how petty it is. Like, I can tell you right now, I feel for Cory in this instance, because it's like, man, I could never do something like this. Like, sure, the money's nice, maybe the dopamine from, like, you know, getting the views and getting the comments of people like loving your content, loving what you do, you know, maybe that's cool and all, but when it starts affecting your personal life, or when you go out in public, it's just like, bro, it's just something that, first of all, a lot of people wouldn't want to have to deal with, and second of all, I mean, it's just overall a stressful thing to have to deal with.
To the people that are truly here just to support, rock out with me, do not engage, especially on my behalf. Don't be negative online. Don't do it. What do you gain? Who am I that you're fighting and battling? God will do that for me. And plus, you don't know me personally. So let me deal with the things that I need to deal with. I want the community to just be positive. And it's 22 million of y'all. I cannot control y'all. This whole narrative of, I just let stuff rock. I condone my community harassing people and I never say anything. I never check my community. Bogus. Bull. I got 1,700 videos. I'm not about to pull up every time I checked my community saying that y'all need to relax. Y'all need to not be parasocial. Y'all need to stop harassing people. Y'all need to. So every time my community is acting out, I got to come up in here, guys, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. That's wrong, guys. Don't do that. People that have been here could literally point, hey, look at this. Is this Cory not checking the community? Is this Cory not calling out the nonsense that's happening? There's so many times I'm on record with it, okay? So let's cease this nonsense of I'm just chilling. I don't say anything. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's why idiots like this guy right here, who are clearly just jealous, literally just jealous, and hate you because you're more successful than him. This is why people like this need to just sit down. Like, literally. I've said this before many times. This has been brought up by many other people who have talked about this. People who are not disingenuous freaks. Like, I'll be honest here. This is totally fine with me. The fact that Cory has came out once again, by the way, and said that he wants his community to be positive, and he explained how he can't be there in every corner of the internet to stop something or to say, oh, hey guys, don't do this. Like, that's totally understandable, and I'm totally fine with that. And if you're not, you're just disingenuous. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm happy that Cory came out and addressed it once again, because people just do not get it.
If you see stuff online, don't engage. And it's I don't mean like people having fair criticisms of me, like the stuff that I saw on TikTok. That's a fair criticism. That's not like somebody coming up here trying to tear me down. That's like, hey, I wish Cory didn't break promises, and I wish this, and that. That's called your community holding you accountable. And that's fair game. If I say something and it doesn't happen, hold me accountable all day. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about people coming on the internet with bull crap. Full stop.
I totally agree with that. Now, I'm not sure if Corey's seen any of my videos, but let's be real. I'm not trying to sit here and harass anybody. That's not what my videos were doing. They were frankly criticizing, and sometimes I like to say clowning the people who need to be clowned. Because when you're peddling false shit and like you're trying to smear somebody and it's over some petty shit like, oh yeah, he stole my ideas, or yeah, I'm jealous. I didn't like that his fans came over to my community and started asking, oh, where's Corey? Like, bro, somebody has to put this guy in his place, and that's what I did. Now, when it comes down to the people leaving comments on like Mavattack's videos and stuff like that, and like trying to get a one-up, or like there are people harassing, and I guess, I mean, Mav talked about how his wife was harassed or something. Not exactly sure if that was true or not, but if it was true, you shouldn't be harassing anybody. And I also made sure I really did not talk about his wife, especially as she has nothing to do with this really. But yeah, no, you shouldn't be trying to like harass people, dox people, or do anything bad because, oh hey, somebody's calling out Corey, even if it's like a disingenuous smear campaign. I can't speak for Corey on this one, but I just don't believe that you should be going around harassing people for that. It's not like Mav was going around murdering people, let's be real. Like, it's not super deep, and I mean, I think it would be a lot deeper if people were actually like running with Mav and this whole narrative, but frankly they're not, so it's really not the biggest deal. But once again, I'm gonna sit here and clown the people who need to be clowned. I'm gonna criticize the people who are making a fool of themselves. It's just going to be something I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it for entertainment. Now, in the next part, Corey goes a little bit over the panda situation. He really doesn't go too deep into it because a lot of it, once again, is personal, like he says in this video. And like I said about Mav bringing this all to the internet, Mav shouldn't have been airing out Corey's personal bullshit, okay? Like, it was honestly just a low blow. That's all it was. Along with disingenuously trying to paint Corey as a villain.
Now, I want to briefly talk about the panda situation. If you thought I was going to come on here and air out all my public stuff and give you guys tea and, oh, she did this and I did this, and but she did that, and oh, I did. You clearly haven't been watching me very long. This is another part that I've already recorded, so I'm going to splice it here. Next, I want to talk about the panda situation. Number one. Number two, here's proof that I had already apologized to her over 5 years ago. Coincidentally enough, this is in the exact same text message that she herself cropped when all of this started. But you've gone on to hit me up multiple times. Now, I would like to apologize for the video that she uploaded where I made a very insensitive attempt at humor. I cringed extremely hard looking at myself from 8 years ago. But what I was talking about was something that should never be joked about.
That was the most passive-aggressive cancer reveal ever, LOL. I sincerely wish that everything comes back in an early stage as possible. You can beat this, I know you can. I treated you bad and I apologize for that, but I get it. I will pray for you immediately and may God's will prevail. And then he says, the name was blurred at the end, and then he also says, treated you bad, quote unquote, in reference to immaturity / ghosting. Exactly. And we saw that in the other screenshots that were provided by Panda originally. I feel like an idiot sometimes reaching out to you, but I feel like I needed to tell you I just found out I have breast cancer. I was diagnosed Friday after having surgery on Wednesday last week to remove a mass in my breast that was sent for a biopsy and came back to have cancer. You don't have to say anything or even reply back because that's what I'm used to from you. So I guess right there is proof of the ghosting. But once the MRI comes back to the extent of my breast cancer, I wanted to let you know that I really wish you weren't how you were with me. I really wished all the time that I was enough, even if it was as a friend. You treated me like I was trash, and I'm okay with that now. I know how much I'm worth, and you didn't deserve that anyways, and that God doesn't like ugly, but a part of me cared for your well-being even when I had every reason to not give a damn. I just hope for your happiness, and I will be fighting this this cancer until my last breath. And then that's when Cory, that blue text there, was sent. He captions this with, she never replied to my text. So yeah, essentially she doctored the screenshot. Now anyways, moving on to the messages that she sent Cory around 2 years later. This first one says, hey, I need to ask you something. Message me when you get a chance. Thanks. Cory captions it with, the first outreach 2 years later after her cancer reveal text message. So yeah, like he said, she never responded back to him. Next screenshot looks like Cory responds and says, hey, what's up? And then Panda responds with, you're a bit late, lol, but some girl messaged me at random on IG about you and it was weird. She was asking me questions about you because apparently she liked you and she knew we talked before. Just thought you should know. She messaged me from a private account and blocked me right after. And when I went to search the profile, it didn't exist anymore. I believe she said her name was blank. I also had one more thing to say. Cory responds with a question mark. Panda says, I sorta kinda been thinking about you as well. Panda goes on to say, I know it's been a while, but when that person messaged me, a lot came to mind. That's all. Cory says, is that right? What came to mind? Panda says, I wish things were different. So it looks like just based off of these messages right here, you can see she's trying to make some sort of connection and it seems like she wants what they used to have back essentially. That's what it's looking like. Cory goes on to say, I just recall there being important factors as to why we didn't work. Panda says, I was going through my own thing back then. My priorities were horrible. I know I'm different now because I reflected since then. I'm not sure why we didn't work exactly, but I think it had to do with some things that I was trying to grow up from. My problem was it was hard to be myself around you because I didn't want you to know all of the chaos that was happening too. When I got sick, it taught me a lot too. I hated my life before, but now all I want to do is live every day like it's my last. So essentially she's trying to tell Cory that she's a changed person and she's not how she used to be and she isn't necessarily going through what she was going through back then now. And it obviously seems like she wants to get back with Cory. That's literally what this looks like.
To my community, leave her alone. Don't bother her. Don't bother anybody. Keep it about the gameplays. Keep it about the videos. Do not harass anybody.
Yeah, it's like, even once again, I mean, like he said, don't go around harassing anybody. Don't harass Panda. I mean, there's still going to be people who talk about this because it was brought up again. I mean, new additional information was brought to light, new screenshots and stuff like that. And I'm going to be real with you. I mean, I'm going to make the same conclusion I made before, but I feel like it's more proven. I feel like she was upset about being ghosted and things not working out. I really do believe that. And I really don't believe it should have been put on the internet. And I don't think Mav should be weaponizing it because they don't like Cory. Like, I just think that's pretty pathetic. Like, I don't see why people can't move on. Oh wait, that's because people are petty. Petty as hell. Now, for the last part of the conversation that he has up to like the 25-minute mark, he talks about how he likes it when his community is positive. He doesn't like all this drama happening and whatnot, and people harassing and fighting each other. And like he said earlier in the video, he's here for the fun of it. He's here because he enjoys making videos. He loves being able to provide positivity and positive content along with making people's days and stuff like that. And by the way, I just want to say I'm paraphrasing what he was saying. He didn't say it exactly like that, but that's pretty much what he said. And then with that being said, there really isn't too much more to talk about or go over because he gets right into the game that he's playing for this video. And if you guys want to go watch the full video for like a deep and honest conversation with CoryxKenshin for 25 minutes long that isn't summarized or has somebody else's opinion on it, you know where to find the video. So definitely go and check it out. And honestly, I'm gonna be real, I think this video is going on for way too long, so we're not gonna talk about Mavattack's most recent video, but I was looking at a little bit of it and this guy is just like, he's continuously just coping, and I might have to make another video, like literally, because I might have to go over that so people don't go and watch it on his channel, like, unfortunately, but you know, it's what you gotta do because people are just pathetic. But anyways, with that being said, I'm really happy that Cory put out this video clarifying all this stuff, and yeah, that's where I'm gonna wrap up the video.
There's no way he would just come back and resume as if nothing fucking happened, right? He can't just come back and not.
It's CoryxKenshin.
Where CoryxKenshin is? Where is CoryxKenshin hiding? Where is he?
Where the fuck is
Return.
Where?
Dress.
Where are you, Cory?
It's just beyond words at this point. I don't even know what to say. What the hell did I just watch? You guys weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. We got the Mavattack drug allegations. That's what we got going on here. And I know a lot of you guys did not want me to come on here and make another video about this, but there were a decent amount of people who wanted me to, just so that they could see like whatever the hell Mavattack was doing, because what the fuck. And oh brother, are you guys in for a fucking treat today. Now, for those who have joined us late on the situation, first of all, I want to refer you to my playlist now that I have, because we are milking the situation and it is now a saga. But just to keep it short, allegations came out recently as of like a month or two ago about CoryxKenshin. Those allegations were pretty bad, but they got debunked. And then Mavattack comes back around maybe a week or two ago. And this is where I come in, because I mean, people were just begging me to make a video on this guy again, because you would have thought that he would have gotten better within these past 2 years, because, you know, he took his break and maybe he would come back to make original content and not just use Cory for clout and views, you know. But no, we got the same old Mavattack, the same old ex-best friend of Cory's that is just flat out jealous. And Mav decided to make a video pushing allegations that frankly have little to nothing to them. Like, these guys want us to believe that, oh, this happened, right? And oh, Cory is this or that. But they sit here and take something that's supposed to be serious and turn it into something that frankly isn't serious at all. They make a huge mockery out of the whole situation and make it very obvious what their intentions are. And they just sit here to continue muddying the waters further and further and further. Like, I can't even make this up. They mentioned that they have more evidence, more stuff that they need to release, but they just don't. And yesterday, at pretty much the same time that Cory put out his video where he addressed a decent amount of the situation and did not specifically name Mav in his video for obvious reasons that we talked about in previous videos here, Mav decided to put out a video, a pre-made video that he just happened to upload at the same exact time that Cory put out his video yesterday. And in this video, it's a skit, and a lot of people in the comments have described it as Mav being on some sort of drugs. Like, I'm not gonna name the specific drug, but you know, they were saying some shit like that in my comments. And from what I've seen, I mean, I'll just let you guys like make your own conclusions on Mav's video here, because oh man. Now, a little bit later, Panda actually did respond to Cory's video, and again, just like how Cory said, we're not doing this to harass her or anything like that. We're just going over what she said, because you can't sit here and respond to the situation and just expect nobody to cover it, okay? Like, I'm here and I'm gonna cover it. But no, she put out a response over on TikTok. She also put a link to Mav's video that he put out yesterday. And I guess without further ado, let's just take a look at a little bit of it. I'm not gonna go over the whole thing, because I think you'll get the point once we go through a little bit of it.
Where's Cory?
Where's Cory?
With Cory.
Seriously.
Hey, do you know where Cory is?
Hey, Matt, can you talk to me about Cory?
Hey, man, where's Cory?
Hey, Cory. Where's Cory? Where's Cory? What the what's
Samurai, stand up!
The fuck?
Where's Cory, man? Where's Cory, man? Where's Cory?
Has anybody seen CoryxKenshin? Hey, would you tell CoryxKenshin to upload?
Like, okay, first of all, I had to stop it there, because I mean, how does this still get to you? I don't know if like you're actually joking about this or what, but the fact that you're still not getting over this is crazy. We have comments that you put there like in the beginning that literally say 8 or 9 years ago. Like, we're really gonna sit here and just like it's just so stupid. It's literally the dumbest shit ever. And Cory's addressed this multiple times. Like, do we really have to say it again? Grown man with a wife and a child is doing this shit. It's like, bro, just get over it. Just let it go.
Kenshin.
Have you seen this man? No. Okay. Thank you so much. You seen this man by any chance? No. Okay. Thank you.
Where is he?
Have you seen this man, by the way? No. No.
Hey, can somebody
Thank you so
tell me
much.
where Cory
You
is?
seen this man before? No, never seen him. Thank you.
I know it's a skit, but these people probably think this guy is crazy or something. I mean, they wouldn't be far off. But I guess you can't say he wasn't doing it for nothing, because I mean, this video has like 50,000 views on it. So he obviously made at least $100 out this shit. Like, you guys really need to stop watching this. You need to watch me instead. You need to support somebody, because I mean, even clicking on his video and hitting the first ad, that's still giving him money, or hitting any of the ads in the video, responding to it in the comments, which that's an another thing that we need to go over, because Cory literally told some of you guys just like, hey, don't go into his comment section. And I'll talk about me being in there in a little bit also. Like, don't click on his videos. Don't even go to his channel. Like, I know it might be tempting, especially after watching my video and like having to pause the video and listen to me yap. Like, I know that sucks, but please don't watch it. I mean, if you really have to, find a way to watch it, which I'm not going to tell you how I did it or how I'm reacting to it in my video here, but find a way that involves, you know, taking the link, putting it into something and viewing it somewhere or somehow that is not on his channel. Do not support this clown. Anyways, back to the video.
Tell Cory to upload.
CoryxKenshin's a fucking
Hey,
bitch.
man, tell Cory to upload. Hey, did you know CoryxKenshin was a closeted homosexual?
Okay, I'm not sure if you guys heard it, but what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Now, if that actually turns out to be true, I'm not going to say it, but if that happens to be true, who gives a fuck? Let Cory love men. Who gives a shit? I mean, if that is true, I don't know if it's true, but if that happens to be true, who gives a flying fuck? Why was that even in the video? Was that supposed to be one of the commenters or something? Because I mean, Mav, you're the one who was saying some pretty sus shit in terms of that in your video where you were reacting to comments. And if you think that that's some sort of own exposing Cory or something because he might be closeted, you know, right? Like, I just want you to know that nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. We do not care. But it's just funny that he would include that. Like, it really is. And it's pathetic.
Where's Cory? Where are you?
All right, I know that this is going to piss some people off pausing it this early, but bro, grown man, again, remember, grown man with a wife and a child running through the woods looking for CoryxKenshin. Like, dude, if I'm just going for a walk in the park and I see this guy just in the bushes yelling CoryxKenshin, bro, I'm turning right the fuck around and going right back home because I've seen enough for one day. I mean, honestly, witnessing some shit like this, I feel like I would just assume that there's like some sort of cult in the bushes.
There's no way. Where is he? He wouldn't just come back and not address the allegations against him, right? There's no way he would just come back and resume as if nothing fucking happened, right? He can't just come back and not address the allegations.
And honestly, if you need any more proof that this guy is a piece of shit, it's right here. And the reason why I say that is because this was a pre-made video, by the way. It's not like he just made this in like 2 seconds. No, like he had to go out all over the place to go film this video, and then he had to edit it and make it all look cool and cinematic, right? And honestly, I will give him credit for the editing and honestly just like the storyline itself, even though it is cringe and the shit he's saying is just fucking stupid. I see potential here. If he wasn't just sitting here stuck on Cory, maybe he would go places. Maybe he would. But back to what I was saying. He claims in this part of the video that Cory came back and went back to doing what he normally would do as if nothing happened, right? But that's not even true. And saying that Cory didn't address the allegations, sure, he didn't go like super deep down into it, but I get the point of this video. Mav was just assuming, literally what I was assuming too, Cory was just going to come back, he was going to upload a gameplay video and not say anything at all, or address his community or anything. But that did not happen. The opposite of that happened. He talked to everybody. He addressed a little bit of what was going on. Like, there's no need to go into detail because the said allegations that are being peddled at him are flimsy as hell. Like, what's he supposed to do? Just air out his personal shit? There's no reason to go deep down in. And he even said, like, don't go after Panda. Don't interact with these people. Like, Mav is just so full of shit, and I'm surprised nobody has noticed it. Like, it's just weird in and of itself that the moment when Cory uploads the video, Mav's video goes out instantly. And whatever Mav assumes Cory is going to do is what Mav just put out. And he's wrong. It's not true that Cory didn't address the allegations. It's not true that Cory immediately went back to normal and uploaded a gaming video acting like nothing ever happened. Like, this video is stupid. It's actually dumb. I don't know what else to say about it. That's literally it.
Where's Cory?
No way you would ignore all the noise you're trying to output to wipe. Increase your output. Make as many videos as you can. You can't wipe away the pain.
And what's really funny about this too is he didn't ignore anybody except for maybe you. He didn't even acknowledge you. Like, are you just like upset that he just didn't even talk about you in his video or give you any attention? Because I mean, that's obviously what you want. Let's be real. I think anybody with a working brain can see that. But no, who's he ignoring? What situations is he ignoring? Because the only thing I see him ignoring is you specifically, even though he did throw a few jabs at you. you. And they were subtle, but he did. I had people coming in my comment section saying Cory wasn't even like acknowledging Mavattack, but he did slightly. And he did not name Mavattack by name. I go over this in my last video. Like, if I'm Cory, I'm not giving this guy attention, especially if like he ain't doing shit. He's like a little ant compared to me. And what he's on about is just bullshit. Like, I'm gonna say it once again. If these guys actually come out with something substantial, right, I will make another video and I will go over it and I will form a conclusion about it then and there. And this is my current conclusion based off of everything I've seen so far.
Not only did I not know who you were, but this shit that you've accumulated has enabled you to turn yourself into a fucking monster.
You can just tell he's like super mad. Like, this shit gets deep down under his skin. That's what this is telling me right here. And it's just sad. I think this guy needs therapy. Honestly, I really think he does. I don't know if that's going to solve everything, but hey, I really think he needs to talk to somebody about this. Somebody who isn't going to reinforce his hate towards Cory. Somebody who doesn't have any horses in this race. Now, anyways, I'm going to skip towards the end. I mean, the only thing we really miss is just some more of this like weird demon ritual shit that he does in the skit. So I'm not too concerned on reacting to any of that. I'm not going to play that. And honestly, I don't think that's worth your time. I really don't. So I just wouldn't even go over to his video or anything to go like see what that's all about, because there's just nothing.
Samurai, sit down! Zero accountability. Why am I not surprised? To the countless women that you have done irreparable damage to, I hope these 100 videos are worth it. Motherfucker!
So yeah, the video ends there. And I don't know what he's on about him not taking accountability. I mean, this video was mainly about, you know, those comments that Mav would get like 8 or 9 years ago being like, where's Cory? Where's Cory? He literally talked about this in the beginning of his video. That was like the main thing he addressed. And then he also talked about the panda stuff too. It's like, man, what more do you want from him? And if there are other people, I don't know if like they just don't want to come out or what's going on with that. But I would really love to hear about that. I would really love to hear their stories. But right now, what are people supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to run with this and be like, yeah, Cory, he did some stuff to some women or something? Like, I can't run with this with nothing or little to nothing. And while you're saying this and this information isn't even coming out, you're making these silly little skits and reacting to all of Cory's fans and hate comments and stuff like that and muddying the waters. Like, okay, let's say if this actually does turn out to be something really fucking bad. I mean, you've already ruined your credibility significantly with all of this extra additional noise that really doesn't seem like it compares with whatever you're detailing with these other women. So honestly, if there is more that is going to come out, if I were you, I would just be radio silent. I would be radio silent until I have all of the evidence, all of the information, all of the damning stuff that Cory allegedly did. I would have all of that and put it together into a big video and then drop it. And I would also like double and even triple check that video to make sure everything makes sense. There's no contradictions or anything like that, so that shit can't be debunked. Because if something genuinely actually did happen and Cory actually did do some bad shit, something that would be worth canceling him, I, along with other people, wouldn't want him to just be able to debunk it real quick. Like, I've seen people in my comments talk about that this takes away from like the actual victims of the things that they're accusing Cory of. And yeah, quite frankly, that's true, because I mean, the credibility here is very fucking low now. It's very low because these guys, they can't handle being adults and handling these serious situations like adults. They got to sit here and clout farm and muddy the waters. And it's sad. It really is. And honestly, if what Mav is saying is true and there are more women that Cory, you know, did bad things to potentially, like on top of the fact that like those things shouldn't have happened to those people, I would feel worse for them knowing that we got Mavattack on the case. Like, dude, Mavattack, this is honestly genuine advice. Stop posting these videos. And I mean, if anything, take down the videos. And I know you won't do that, but take down the videos because this doesn't help your case. It doesn't make you look any more credible. And honestly, if damning shit does come out of this and it turns out that there were actually people that were like actually abused and actually bad things happened to them at the hands of Cory, like, bro, it will be good that that shit comes out. But the fact that you were acting like a clown and literally clout chasing off of this, you're going to be under fire for this. You really are, like, more than you are are now for pushing a smear campaign at Cory. Now, anyways, with that being said, I just wanted to get into Panda's response to Cory's video because she put out like a TikTok story, and during her response on TikTok, she did say that she probably is going to make a video. So I mean, we're probably gonna have more things to react to in the coming days to weeks. Like, I plan on talking about other topics, but this situation is far from over, it seems. So yeah, make sure you subscribe because we will cover it when it happens. Now, anyways, let's take a look at her response.
The only fucking thing I agree with in that whole video that I saw clips of, because I didn't bother to even watch it.
Okay, here's my first problem. What's up with you guys not watching the videos? I just do not understand it. How can you have a response on anything? Anything that Cory said, or I guess when it comes down to Mavattack watching my videos and saying he doesn't watch them. So like, it's like, how can you have a comment on anything that I'm saying in my video or anything that Cory is saying in his video if you don't even watch it? Like, sure, you can see those little clips and whatnot, but wouldn't you think it would be better to watch whatever you're responding to before you respond to it? Like, I just will never get that. I don't get what's up with them and not watching videos. I'm not sure if they think it's like an own or something, or oh, I don't care.
Number 2 is, I am not the girl you used to know, and when you willingly decided to blow the trumpet or the dog whistle like you just did, there's consequences to that. Now I have to fucking do a video. Unfortunately, we had to let this shit drag just because you did what you fucking did. Stupid ass.
Again, it's like another thing. How can you say this if you're gonna tell everybody, hey, I didn't watch the video, I just saw a few clips? Like, how can you say that? Again, with this credibility thing, it's like, what the hell? Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. That was like 25 minutes of him addressing things. I don't see why you couldn't have just like spent the 25 minutes to do that. Like, you obviously had enough time to make this response, which I really don't understand if you didn't even watch his video. Like, what I'm trying to say right now is things could have been done better.
While we're here, so I could fucking get this shit out of the way, I don't have a fucking husband. I said that several times to several people in several fucking different forms and ways and shit like that. If y'all want me to speak Korean or fucking Spanish, I could do that next. And clout and relevance, like, y'all just not understanding the fucking point here. I don't care about any of that. And he knows I don't give a fuck about any of that. But what I do give a fuck about is the lie. Oh, you guys are going to see very soon. And y'all keep saying the fucking 7-8 years shit. Oh my God. Like, I don't know how many fucking times you guys are going to say that shit. So we're just going to address it right now because I'm not going to address this in the video that's coming. When I decided to put my shit out there initially was because to show and talk about my experience. And I literally said it in the nicest way possible. And you guys fucking did a bunch of shit to fucking mock it and fucking rip it apart. If you guys have any idea, if you guys read the letter of what type of abuses were involved here, because of Cory, I had to go to therapy for 1.5 years. Just him alone. And y'all think I don't want this shit to fucking end and everybody move on with their fucking lives. I want to move on with my life. I do. Like, I don't want to fucking keep dealing with this shit. But people don't want to be honest.
They turned away.
Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much that. I don't feel why she needs to like respond to this necessarily, especially after Cory told everybody to leave her alone. I feel like people would start to leave her alone if she would just not respond to this, because she's still pushing at Cory. And then, I mean, she's telling us that she didn't even watch the video. Like, can we please do better? Like, I just don't understand. Like, this is just going on for way too long. I mean, you can't say that you were just putting out your story and then post that video of him alluding to doing something really, really bad to you. Now, I understand that you came out and said that wasn't true. He said that wasn't true, whatever. It's been debunked. But what was the whole goal of even putting that out? Like, that specific clip? Because you put that out with your story, and that's fine if you want to come out and talk about that. But I just don't understand, like, the video part, because that's honestly what just blew this all up. All right, it's just funny. Hey, it's editor Breone. Just putting this in here. I'm going to stop playing dumb now, and I'm going to say, I know the exact reason why she put that out, because because she wanted to hurt Cory. And sure, she didn't directly accuse Cory of that, but by putting out the video, it makes it seem like that's what happened. And then the moment people start saying that, oh, she accused him of SA, she can just go back on it and say, hey, that's not what I said. I never said that, because she technically didn't say that. She implied it by putting out the video. So I don't know what I'm saying before this, but let's be real. That's why she put out the video, and it's pathetic. Anyways, like, there was definitely a way better way to do this, and accusing him of what you've been accusing him of, like the abuse and whatnot, I mean, I still really haven't seen signs of that. And please, if there's more, put it out there, because I'd love to see it, and I know a lot of other people would love to see it. But like I said, and I think it was my second video or even the first one, there isn't much I can do. There isn't much I can run with off of what is currently out. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't. Like, if there's more to the story, I would love for it to come out. If Cory is really a bad person, like a really, really bad person, not just, oh, hey, he ghosted me, and I'm pretty sure the world would love to know about it. So yeah, when that comes out, I'll talk about it. I'll go over it and form a conclusion based off of what comes out, if anything does come out. Like, is that not fair? Now, anyways, I think that's going to be it for the video. I didn't want to make this one too long, even though we're going past 20 minutes, it looks like. So I think I'm gonna wrap up the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk about something that has nothing to do with this week, as long as I have enough time to make videos this week. Now, in terms of this situation, if anything happens, I got you guys. No need to go watch the video on Mavattack's channel. Just make sure you're subscribed to me, and we will go over whatever happens in the situation. Now, another thing that I forgot to talk about, and I'm kind of like stitching it in here with the audio, like, this is editor Breone, right? Might be a little weird. I did say at the beginning of the video that I was going to explain why I left a comment in Mavattack's most recent video, and to everybody who's not a content creator will not understand it, well, at least until I explain it to you. But the reason why I left my comment, because this is probably like my second or third comment on his videos, the reason why I did it was because people will go and they'll click on my name, and surprisingly, they'll actually watch my videos. It gives me attention. I'm gaining something from it. I'm getting more people to my video where I talk about and clown the guy. So when it comes down to, you're doing the same thing as these guys, these CoryxKenshin fans who decide to leave comments like this, well, no, I'm really not. Because first of all, I'm not a Cory fan. I'm not in the samurai, so it really doesn't apply to me. And also, like, really? This comment, along with, I mean, there are multiple comments saying the same thing. It's saying to not leave a comment on Mavattack's video or give it any attention or engagement, but you clicked on the video, and a lot of people disliked the video. I'll talk about that in a second. But then we have people like Cory fans and whatnot, and we have Mav himself, like, leaving replies to these comments. And I even left a reply under one of them, and I said, I agree with Mav here, to his comment that was saying, you're defeating your own cause, like, you're defeating the purpose of what Cory said by leaving a comment and then having people reply under it, because that gives his video engagement. Now, I obviously didn't agree with the second thing he said, as the only thing I agreed with was that, you know, it's defeating the purpose. But when Cory tells you to not leave comments, give people attention or whatever, don't even click on their channels, do not click on their videos. Because believe it or not, you guys probably wouldn't expect this, but even clicking on a video's engagement. And when it comes down to disliking a video, you might think, well, that's gonna make it do worse in the algorithm. Well, no, that's not how YouTube works. Hitting anything, regardless of whether or not it's the dislike button or it's the like button or leaving a comment or clicking on the video, any interaction at all, including hitting the sub button, is telling YouTube that they should promote the video more because it's getting attention. That's just how YouTube works. That's why you don't see me even hitting dislike buttons, because I know how that works. I've had massively dislike bombed videos in the past, but did my videos do shit because of it? No, because that's not how it works. It actually helped them. So I hope that sort of clears things up there.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
You know that classic trope you'll see occasionally in TV shows where they have the character go to a therapist, the therapist will hold up ink blots and say, how does this make you feel? Well, I'm going to do that with you right now. Let's do this exercise together. I'm going to show you a picture, and I don't even need to ask how it makes you feel. I know exactly how this picture makes you feel. disgusted.
Oh brother and oh boy. If anyone's been paying attention, I've been making some community tab posts because I can't make videos every day. Despite what everybody believes, I do work a normal job. But one of the first things I said in that community tab post, I think it was the most recent one, is why the fuck does this feel like a fucking performance? Like, before we even get into anything, okay? This is about the Cory situation. I'm not sure if the video is going to be titled, oh, Cory's ex-girlfriend responds, blah, 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 blah. Let's be real, that's probably what it's going to be. But it's like, man, I understand it takes time to make videos and to draft up a response and whatnot, but why does this feel like a performance to get clout and views? Because I thought this was about something serious, something that you guys claim is emotional abuse and manipulation. Like, you guys have dug the hole so far, nobody's even gonna side with you, even if either you or Cory faked some screenshots or misrepresented some screenshots. Like, I knew that this response was going to come out today, and like the full response isn't even out at the time of recording this video. I really don't care at this point. We'll talk about what's out, but I knew that this shit was going to come out for at least like 3 or 4 days. And you want to know how I knew that? It was because pandaninja decided to put a countdown along with some other AI generated like shit posts trying to make out Cory as if he's like a devil or something, despite not even like backing that up, despite showing any additional receipts. Like, I'm being told that, hey, there's more people behind the scenes, there's more receipts and whatnot, but all that it seems that we have gone so far, and we will go into this, is ghosting and making a distasteful joke. Now anyways, let's get into everything. So you guys probably remember in my last video where I talked about this situation, it was around 5 days ago. It's called Mavattack's response to CoryxKenshin is beyond awful. In the end of that video, I went over pandaninja's I guess story response. If you guys want to see what happened in its entirety, go watch that video. But essentially at the end of her story, the ones that she put up over on her TikTok, the last story I'm pretty sure was the one where she said she's going to have to follow up and make a response, right? And it appears we have gotten that response as of like 4 p.m. Eastern time today. But no, from that period of Cory's response all the way up until today, she's been posting things like this that you're gonna see right here. Ew. Me, the way you be hurting me, I should expose you. Cory, nobody will believe you. They'll think you're crazy. 2017 archives, remember? Not even all of them, just a glimpse. Now, you see this right here, okay, in the background, you see all those screenshots and shit. Like, she had the time to either, I mean, I don't know if this is just a screenshot from the Photos app or it's like a collage maker or what, but she had the time to not reveal any of these screenshots, if these have anything to do anything with anything, right? Had the time to make this TikTok, this performative TikTok that got almost 300,000 views on it, and all we got is text on the screen and no actual, like, I guess evidence, if we want to call it that. No receipts, no nothing. Like, if you have all this shit, why are you not releasing it? I don't get it. Why are we sitting here and making the internet think that like we have like an insane mental illness just posting these AI generated TikTok videos that essentially show Cory as being the devil? Like, I'm not even making this shit up. Look guys, it's Cory the devil. Like, bro, some of you guys got way too much time on your hands. This was posted 5 days ago. This is the first one out of many. Even the devil clothes himself as an angel of light, yet the mirror of the soul unveils his horns. Again, highly performative, almost has 300,000 views on it. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Every reflection is a door, every crack a warning. 4 days ago. Sin, deceit, corruption, betrayal, darkness, vanity. Sin holds the crown, and every crack reveals its servants. Yeah, and then I guess those words once again that I'm not reading again. The cracks don't set him free, they only let the fire spill through. The crowd stares, unaware the mirror feeds on their gaze. Now, I think you guys really get the point. It's just these dumb TikToks with an AI generated image that is supposed to be portraying Cory being the devil in what looks like to be hell. This is why I'm saying this looks very performative. And I feel like everybody should be agreeing with me here, because what the hell is this? Now, as of either Wednesday or Thursday of this week, I don't know the exact time of when this first countdown post was put out there, but no, so we start the countdown of 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, and then today, 0 apologies. And just look at how many views these have on them, by the way. I would probably be doing the same thing if I wanted some easy attention, except I don't have to do that. I just post YouTube videos. Now, as for the one that she put out today, she said, right on time, shadows split, light bends, and the reckoning speaks at 3:33.
You narcissistic motherfucker. You may think you're clever with your lies and manipulation and shit smears. Just remember this, you piece of shit. I have a particular set of skills. Skills acquired over a long career putting fuck faces like you into check to behave themselves.
Stop it. Get some help.
Does your long career consist of making your ex-boyfriends like hate you on top of advertising to the world that nobody should ever date you in the future because you do shit like this? Like, I'm telling you, this is what we have been dealing with for like 5 or 6 days now. It's almost been a week up until today when something was actually released. A response was actually released with a few screenshots and a recording that do push back slightly against Cory. But still, I think you guys get what I mean here when I'm saying this is highly performative and really doesn't surprise me, because this honestly just seems like a clout chase. Because as you guys are gonna find out in this new like 2 or 3 minute video that she put out on her TikTok, we still do not see proof of the emotional manipulation or emotional abuse, and it's frustrating. It really is. So yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get into her video that she posted. Okay, I didn't want to have to stop the video here, but bro, what the fuck? Why are we being so performative? Why can't we be serious? This is not being serious. This is making this into a show. Is Cory in on this or something? Like, is he just trying to get you a little bit of clout or something? Or like, what the hell's going on here? Because this honestly, like, I don't understand how anybody is able to take you seriously, because you're doing things like this. You're making this into like a show, and I think it's confusing the fuck out of a lot of us.
Apology.
Apology. Apology.
Apology.
Apology. Apology. Apology. Apology. Apology.
Apology.
Apology.
Apology. Apology.
Okay, here we go. Are we gonna see anything of value? Any reason why you called me specifically? Thinking about you. And by the way, this is back in 2017, as you guys can see right there. No idea why these are being brought up, let alone on an image that says missing. Have you seen this apology? Call Panda. What does he need to apologize for here? Let alone that if this were provided to show that Cory wanted her back or something, or was thinking about her. I mean, this was from 2017. The messages that Cory provided were from like 2022, so I don't want to hear it. I don't know why this was even provided. It seems like she just pulled random screenshots from the conversation that have no meaning to anything at all. That I possibly messed up something good. How did this come to mind? LOL. LOL, why does it matter? Again, what does this show? Does this show that he messed something up or something? He did something really bad? Oh my gosh, guys. Like, what am I supposed to get from this? And why should Cory have to apologize for this? We're gonna go over every screenshot in this video, and we're gonna ask, why does this deserve an apology? What did Cory do wrong here? We're gonna ask that because maybe there will be like a genuine reason on why he needs to apologize in some of these screenshots. Maybe, or maybe not. But so far, what is this bringing to the table? I've been thinking about you for months and the mistakes I made. And then she said, I don't know what to say. I don't know if these are from 2022 or 2017 or when they're from, because there's no dates. But at the same time, are we supposed to sit here and crucify Cory or something? Like, what the fuck did he do? Why can't we just get to the point? Why am I seeing shit like, oh, I've been thinking about you for months and the mistakes I made? Like, he's making it obvious that he didn't make mistakes and whatnot, but what mistakes were those? I mean, like, what am I supposed to say here? That could mean anything. That could mean I left the fucking oven on and I fucking burned down the house and I made a mistake that made you hate me. And I know it's something that's petty, but it's like, bro, how is that supposed to show that Cory hurt you in some sort of way? I'm just trying to understand. Do you want me to give you the things I have of you or do you want me to throw them away? That tripped me up a little bit with the grammar. It's not much stuff, obviously, but it meant something at the time. He says, that's up to you. I'm keeping mine, but yeah, that's a preference. Again, apology. Apology for what? This is nothing. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know what I'm supposed to tell anybody or anything except for this is nothing. Why did you say you didn't want to talk anymore? I still want to see you and stuff. You say I don't care, but that's not true. I think think seeing you in person would be good. She says, because you confused me. I couldn't tell that you cared or not because I base things off of action. Again, I'm speaking for all of the outsiders who have nothing to do with this personal relationship or past relationship drama. I speak for every outsider in saying, what am I supposed to take from this? Am I supposed to be like, yeah, Cory's bad because of said screenshot right here? How does this prove your base claim, which is he emotionally abused me? That's what we want to know. We want to know if these claims are actually true. And this right here is not helping us. It is not. It's not helping anybody. It's not helping you. Like, maybe this is why Cory said he's not going to air out like his personal business and like provide a whole bunch of screenshots, because what is this? This is nothing. And I know that this is like the intro part, but I'm just trying to understand why you put it on like a poster that says missing. Have you seen an apology? Call Panda. Is this like, okay, let's be real. Is this like, because I know what this theme of this video is, and that apparently Cory didn't apologize for that one thing he said about your cancer or whatever. The only thing I could understand here, unless you're just throwing here random screenshots. I mean, let's be real. Throwing the random screenshots from 2017, the beginning, really? He's supposed to apologize for the cancer thing when it happened in like 2020, back in 2017. Yeah, okay. This video so far was not well put together. It really was not. Do not put this vehicle down the freeway because the wheels are going to fall off. You're going to lose control, crash, and die. Okay, let's be real. I'm going to pull and I'm not reading all of that. I mean, I won't read it all on the YouTube video because it just makes it longer for no reason. If you want to pause the video to read everything yourself, but I'm just going to look through all these screenshots and see if there's anything that is worth reading, anything that shows anything besides nothing. So I just wanted to go over one screenshot that I saw shown multiple times. It starts off with Panda saying, I wasn't perfect, but I knew for sure where my heart was. I wish you told me what I did exactly, because then I can tell my part as to why we wouldn't have worked either. Cory goes on to say, I remember one time I saw you all hugged up with somebody, can't remember, on a Twitch stream. And after that, I was like, no way I trust this girl. And we were trying the long distance thing. On top of me being way immature, I was 23, 24 when we were talking. I was trying to figure out what I wanted at the time. I'm a lot older now, but I recall having some strong feelings for you as well. We had fun together. I mean, if this is true, this looks more bad for you versus Cory. So I don't know what we're trying to prove here or trying to get Cory to apologize for here. Like, I could understand why Cory would feel a certain way if this is true. Like, is he supposed to just sit here and let you do that? Is anybody supposed to just sit here and let you do that? Now, if he said he was fine with that, or it was more of like an open relationship and whatnot, like, okay then. But if it wasn't, if it was like more exclusive and, you know, monogamous, then I could totally understand this. Now, anyways, this is where she comes in after this, and I guess let's get back to it.
Let's get this shit over with. Let's see if anyone has been paying attention. I'm just a regular ex-girlfriend. Cory said I never messaged him after his so-called apology. That is a lie. Number one, screen recording. Interesting. You said there was no more messages. Look at the difference between this and this. Sure as hell look like two different messages to me. For the simple fact that nobody was like questioning you, asking you for a screen recording, asking for you for screenshots, asking you for a video. I did all fucking three. Here you go. Here's the screen recording for the rest of those messages that he did not add. Here's the video of me showing that all those messages are real.
All right, so at this point, I have no idea what is going on. And let's be real, in this case, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to have to, and he probably won't, but he won't probably respond to this ever. So there's really no point in this, but I'm not trying to get anybody's hopes down when it comes down to this. But let's be real, in this situation right here, one of them is lying. And which one am I more inclined to believe is lying? Well, I won't say that, but you guys probably know who that would be because of the ways that they've represented themselves in this whole situation. Now, in terms of Cory potentially lying, do I think he should have lied if, you know, these messages actually happened to be what actually happened, right? And Cory, for whatever reason, decided to, you know, doctor some screenshots. First of all, not a good look, especially when you have these guys coming at you, accusing you of emotional abuse. Like, let's be real, Cory, and also let's be real, Panda Ninja. For both of you, it probably would not be a good time to be doctoring doctoring screenshots, it's obviously clear that somebody is doctoring screenshots, regardless of whether or not that's Cory or that's you. But no, even if that is the case and Cory did somewhat lie, it really doesn't help his case. But does that like really help your case, Panda? You and Mavattack are accusing him of emotional abuse and still have not provided the receipts to it. Like, why are you sitting here addressing the small stuff? Like, of course, Cory's big and whatnot, and he said what he said, he potentially lied and whatnot, but I don't see why this has to be addressed like this right now. Why can't we just like put out the receipts that back the claims that you are making? Like, personally, when it comes down to it, Cory's not going to get bashed for this if he did lie. People really aren't going to give a shit. At least that's what I believe, especially when we compare it to the alleged emotional abuse claims. Like, if you came out with stuff that Cory would need to answer for, I think people are going to care a lot about that. Either that, or they're just going to be parasocial Cory fans who will literally go to World War III just to defend his ass. Okay, just taking a look at the screenshot, it looks like Cory on April 26, 2020 said, "I feel so bad for you having to go through this. All I can do is hope and pray for a speedy recovery for you, Nami. Try and eat and do everything to expedite this recovery and ensure there aren't any complications. You got this. Be strong. Many people need you here still." And then she goes on and thanks him and whatnot. And then around 3 days later on April 29th, after Cory didn't respond to that, and let's be real, talking about manipulation, I mean, look at this. I guess even when someone is ill and needing to talk to someone, you don't want to be there as usual. Now, that's just the first sentence, by the way. I mean, let's not talk about the guilt tripping. Really? Like, we understand your situation, and that sucks. It really does. And despite the way you're acting online and trying to ruin Cory, I'm going to say something that a lot of people probably wouldn't expect me to say, but I'm happy that she got better, like genuinely. But also, it's like, if I don't happen to respond to you or reply back, for whatever reason that could be, I mean, I live my own life. I know Cory has his own life. He's got shit to do. He's making YouTube videos. At least I think he was at that time. I mean, you never know. Regardless of that, he has a life, and it might feel shitty for him to not respond back to you for 3 days or at all. That doesn't mean you need to come in here and start guilt tripping him. Like, you're trying to accuse him of all this bad stuff as you happen to do something bad and then throw it right up in front of our face. This is manipulation, believe it or not. Guilt tripping is manipulation. Like, honestly, I haven't seen like too much of the shit that Cory has done during this whole relationship, but maybe you both just suck. And I know that's probably gonna like surprise the Cory fans in the comments, but don't hate on me. Maybe they just both suck. Maybe they both just weren't for each other. Has anybody ever brought that up? So I'm actually going to not contact you anymore. It's been evident on several occasions that I was never important, and my dumbass thought there's good in everyone, even someone as fake as you. Okay, so the funny part about this is that she keeps calling him fake and calling him fucked up and whatnot, and then she's showing it as if it's like an own or something, or it makes Cory look bad. No, it doesn't. To somebody who's an outsider looking in, it does not at all. It makes you look worse than him, because you're still not explaining, by the way, how he's fucked up or how he's fake. Like, you can show all of this thinking it's like an own or something, but it's not. You're not winning, you're just losing. I don't see why we can't just get to the point and show where Cory is a piece of shit. I mean, this is not like making Cory a piece of shit, okay? Like, hypothetically, and I think I said this before, if it was true that, you know, he did doctor the screenshots and he really did say that was the most passive aggressor cancer reveal ever, LOL, why the hell are we dragging it on as if it's like something that we need to cancel him for? Like, maybe it hurt you and whatnot, okay, fine, but you're over here on your TikTok posting like AI generated images of him being the devil, and you're claiming he emotionally abused you and not even showing like anything besides, oh yeah, he said that was the most passive aggressor cancer reveal ever, LOL. Like, I want to see more. I really do. I don't see why you're even responding to him in this regard. I don't know why you wouldn't just bring like new information to the table besides like, oh hey, he doctored a screenshot. Again, like I said earlier, not the best look, but is it cancel worthy? I highly doubt it, especially from Cory's audience. But anyways, moving on.
Funny how he left those out. The only reason why I cropped that message in the first place was I felt like when I first dropped my letter, I felt like that was very personal for me to share. Regardless of what I was sharing already, that cancer message was literally me telling you things that were personal because I felt like I was going to die because of the stage I was in for my cancer. And for you to deliberately show everybody the message and make it seem like I fucking cropped that on purpose, you are fucking cruel. You are so fucking cruel.
Like, am I the only one who is just thinking, yeah, that's not the energy at all? I mean, I know it didn't happen to me, but like, really? Like, it almost just seems like we're going back and forth at Cory over like the smallest things, when if you really are sitting on something damning, I think it should be brought to light. Like, I'm sorry he said what he said to you, but this was how long ago? 5 years ago? Some people just aren't going to apologize to you for saying things to you, even though it clearly looked like he was joking and he wasn't actually laughing. I mean, as you proved a little bit later, like a few days later, with his text message where he says, I hope you get past this, right? Like, it's very clear that he wasn't laughing at it, and like the fact that you had cancer. I can't speak for everyone when I say this, but with the LOL at the end, sometimes I say it at the end of what I said because things are awkward, and maybe he felt that way. Now, once again, can't really speak for him, but maybe that was the case. I highly doubt he was actually fucking laughing. And honestly, when it comes down to this whole situation, I don't think that that's like the biggest thing ever. And still, after this video, because it pretty much ends there, after this video, we have nothing that proves that Cory is an emotional abuser or that he emotionally abused you or anybody else. And it's unfortunate because I was getting real close to just coming on here and grilling Cory. I wasn't, but if you have stuff, I would love to see it. I would love to go over it, and I would love to make conclusions and opinions, I guess, on whether or not Cory is a piece of shit or not. And I think a lot of people in his fan base would love to know, but no, it's still not coming out. And when these responses are being made, they're being made in a way where it's very performative. I mean, you have been using the AI image generator to generate him as the devil and then post like multiple posts on your TikTok, and then you post a countdown, and then we finally get something as of today, and it's like 3 minutes long. And then at the end of this video, we get this. And then we get Xbox messages will be on the next part. Like, I don't understand why this is a series. I don't get it. Why not just make a whole big ass video and then put it out, ultimately destroying him? At least if you have things that will ultimately destroy him and it turns out Cory's a bad person, and then maybe he is the devil. But I don't get why people have to sit here for days on end waiting for the latest installment on the series, on the Cory hate campaign series. Why can't we just get it all at once? And like you said in your stories, you would love to go on with your life. It really does not seem like you would want to, because it seems like everybody else but you and Mav are continuing to just keep it going. Why not just post one video full of everything and then be done? Unless Cory responds and it really is some damning shit. This is why people think you're doing an attention and clout grab. Like, where do you think most of these views came from on these TikToks? Because if they came from the For You page, she is making money off of them, especially if she's in the creator program, which she most likely is. Would it surprise me if this is all for clout and money? No, because she seems more than eager to be posting these videos where most of them are either nothing, like the devil AI, or very small parts of what could have been easily one video all put together. Like, nobody is sitting here expecting you to like record this in 2 seconds and put all of your thoughts together in screenshots in 1 second. Like, you could have taken a month to make a response and people would have been fine with that, as long as it's like everything and the whole video and not just parts and the newest installments of the drama. Now, anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping. Mav's still doing his thing over on YouTube, you know, getting all the attention, making the money while he can off of Cory's name. And I guess if the next parts come out, I guess I'll make my videos on them, because why not? So yeah, with that being said, just know that if you subscribe right now, I will keep you guys updated. But yeah, anyways, my name is Breone. Yeah, make sure you like the video, make sure you hype the video, leave a comment. I would love to hear your opinions and thoughts on this. I really would, because I can't be the only one thinking that this is going on for way too long, and I highly doubt we're gonna get anything real out of any of these people. Anyways, I will see you in my next video. Peace.